and fall, take back control of your life. Call Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
You know where Gator Nation goes for fine jewelry and engagement rings? Only one place, International Diamond Center. IDC is the premier jeweler, the only jeweler to ever be named official jeweler of the Gators. It's a Florida family-owned company with an impeccable reputation for quality, value, and integrity. Did you know that IDC is one of only a handful of jewelers around the country that refuses to sell lab-grown diamonds? At IDC, they only sell real, rare, precious, and natural diamonds made by Mother Earth, so you can be assured of lasting value. They're also the only authorized retailer for all of the top bridal designers, featuring handcrafted rings made in America. So, if you're getting engaged or celebrating a special occasion, let the non-commissioned experts at International Diamond Center guide you every step of the way. You will get the value you want, the quality you can have confidence in, and the experience you deserve. Get all the details at shopidc.com. International Diamond Center, official jeweler of the Gators.
Football's back, baby. The Hard Rock Bet Party is just getting started, and you're on the list. Place your first $5 bet on Hard Rock Bet, and if it wins, you get $150 in bonus bets. And not only do you have bets, but you can also find the hottest streaks, the latest line moves, and everything you need to know to bet at Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub before placing your next bet. Simply download the app on your phone or go to hardrock.bet and start winning today. It's Hard Rock Bet, offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. To wager, terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 888-ADMIT-IT.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today at 813-550-1000. That's 813-550-1000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Mike Calta here for Shark Coast Tactical. Breaking news in Florida. The Second Amendment sales tax holiday is finally here. This is your chance to save big on all things firearms. Looking for a new rifle, pistol, shotgun, ammo? You pay no tax. Get to Shark Coast Tactical now. Don't forget, Will is going to cover your tax stamp fee on select suppressors. The shop is slinging freedom from 10 to 6 daily. Closed on Sunday and open online 24/7 at sharkcoasttactical.com. Shark Coast Tacticals on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Look for them on social media. Tell them Mike Calta sent you.
My name is attorney Bill Sansony. You might know me as Dead Air Sansony from the Ask the Dom Show. I represent people accused in crimes in Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, Manatee, Polk, and Sarasota counties. I also represent clients in federal court across the country. If you have been arrested or accused of a crime, call me, Bill Dead Air Sansony, at 813-361-0874 or online at sansony-law.com. Offices, Tampa.
Ready for some dirty talk? Your carpet is packed with dirt, spills, and pet mess. Zerorez pulls it all out. No soap, no chemicals. Get half off for the Bone fam only. Just use promo code BONE when booking. Not available with other offers. ZerorezTampaBay.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Open Phone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Open Phone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to Need to take calls on the go? Open Phone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Open Phone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Open Phone. Open Phone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Open Phone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
1025 The Bone. Real Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 1073 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio.
Where were you when the world stopped turning on that September day? Were you in the yard with your wife and children, or working on some stage in LA? Did you stand there in shock at the sight of that black smoke rising against that blue sky? Did you shout out in anger and fear for your neighbor, or did you just sit down and cry?
I am not a monologue man. It's not my strong suit, and I'm going to keep it to about a minute. But this morning, I sat and I stared at the ceiling when I woke up, questioning every decision that I've ever made that brought me to being on the radio, because I'm not really built for moments like this. And I'm talking big picture. Honestly, I think there's been a couple times since I've been doing this where I felt like I didn't know what to say or what direction to take things in, and this is one of those moments. I kind of want to move into the mountains of Georgia and sell boiled peanuts on the side of the road. But what I ultimately landed on is that I don't ever want to be any part of the division in this country. And it is very ironic, a juxtaposition, because when I think about 9/11, I think more about the day after, which was probably in my lifetime the most united this country has ever been. And right before that anniversary, I feel like we're experiencing some of the worst division in this country. And I think the way through it is to find common ground, is to laugh with each other, laugh at each other. And that is always going to be our mission statement. I'm not going to ignore the news today. If there's something that happens that needs to be talked about, we'll bring it to you. We'll talk about some 9/11 stuff later on. But ultimately, I want this to be a distraction from all of the bad things going on in the world and in this country. And I hope to do that moving forward. We got a hell of a show for you today. Our buddy Just Called Mo is in the building, and we're going to get it started. God bless America.
Here we go. All systems go.
This is the true story about Mac. Check it. Times are changing, more so each year. But the early morning storm pimp is here. 3, 2, 1.
People are expecting quite a bit.
Gotta figure out how to make money on this. I really want to.
I can feel it down in my plums. They're getting a nice bluish hue. Getting ready to take them to the farmer's market.
Okay, baby, but don't hurt yourself with that big juicy hog of yours.
In hard times, or when a man has worked at a job 30 years, they give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, our computer took your place, daddy. That's hard time.
And those cars are going real fast,
and real laugh, son.
But he's gay. He's gay. Excuse me. He's blind.
You ready?
Oh, wait. So we're just going to wing it?
There's a big difference between winging it and seeing what happens. Now let's see what happens.
Now.
Right now.
It's Senning Show. With your host, John Senning.
All right, keep it locked to Senning Show. We'll be back right after this commercial break. Hey there. Hello. My name is John Senning. My friend over there. Dude, I can't believe this is still on my mind, and I got to get Mo's opinion.
God, I already know
the man who feels there's no difference between Tabasco sauce and Sriracha sauce. The sweetest guy you're going to see around. Dizzy is in the building.
What's up, man? And yes, there's little to no difference. Same, but different.
And he is one of the most beloved figures in the Senning Show verse, the Senning verse, if you will. He's the man behind the magnets who thousands of people now, I believe, almost thousands of people have procured. He is Tampa's injury attorney, and he's our good buddy, Mo DeWitt. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I like the Senning verse.
I don't know if I've said it before, but we may need that could be the next magnet.
That could be the next magnet. We'll get started on that.
Real quick, and this has been bothering me just too much. And since you, it's almost deserves a conversation because Mo DeWitt's hot sauce, you said, is your favorite hot sauce, Mo. And I don't know your how deep you go with your love for hot sauces. Would you say if somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, is there a difference between Sriracha and Tabasco?"
100%. It's not even in the same universe. When you said that, the face he made, I've never seen Mo make a disgusted face. He was like, ugh.
Well, and the thing is that's I've been baby facing you for 3 days. That's the face my soul is making ever since you tried to make this argument that they're the same thing. It's the same between Diet Coke and Coke. All of these analogies, it's just been haunting my nightmares and my dreams, and I can't let it go. And I needed a professional to weigh in.
It's basically like saying ketchup and mustard are the same.
Okay. That's a great.
Okay, Mo.
Honestly, he's not that far off.
All right. What are we doing today?
He's really not that far. The problem, and I love this about you, but it is a fault. You won't ever take an L. You won't ever say.
That's not true.
You won't ever say.
Actually, me saying that kind of proves your point.
He's like, no, that's not true. Hey, take L's all the time. No, but you just won't. And I'm not looking for you to take an L. I'm just looking for a smidge of acknowledgement that Tabasco and Sriracha are astronomically different in every single way.
I will say they're different.
Okay.
Astronomically. That's.
I feel.
Adding that on, it's a little bit much.
Much better. You will be glad to know, though, Mo, that when we were talking about favorite hot sauces as he was sharing these opinions, I said to him, "Well, what's your favorite hot sauce then?" And he shouted out the which one is it? The Mo.
The green one right now is the one I'm using the most. My favorite was the mango one you used to make.
Yeah, Mo mango. That was a good one.
But that one's out there still, isn't it?
It's not for sale right now.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Yeah, I think the manufacturer of that one no longer manufactures it.
You must be talking about. So the Mo mango hot sauce is.
I might have a few bottles lying around.
It's on the site.
Oh, we might still have a few in stock then. Yeah,
it's on the Mo mango hot sauce is on the site. You also have the Mo Wambulance. Is that the one that you're liking, or are you liking?
Wambulance Chaser, that's an old one too. The green one that we have now is.
It's not Easy being Mo.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I know this all right off the top of my head. I'm definitely not staring at the shop.justcallmo.com. The one that I love that I got as I procured myself a Senning Show magnet is the Scorchin' Mo hot sauce. That's a damn fine sauce. And as a friendly reminder, if you did not already, Mo DeWitt and his people behind the Mo movement, your guy John has been in such contact. They did the sweetest thing ever by, first of all, having this artist who does the art. Who is this guy?
I've never met him. I know him through some mutual friends. And I told you this. I could have made this story up. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure somebody told me his real job is designing Nerf boxes.
Oh yeah, you did tell us, which that's pretty. That's pretty
If
sweet.
that's true, that's a cool job.
So is it only some of the stuff that you do that he does, if that makes sense, or does he the artist behind all of you?
No, it's just some of the stuff.
Because you can tell. Like that was my thought. So you have the comedy event coming up soon, which is
the October 2nd, the Just Call Mo Comedy Jam.
Exactly, and I saw the flyer for that, and I could tell that it was his vibe. I thought on that artwork.
It is. Yeah, we've been using him a lot lately. I like him a lot.
Yeah, it has a very unique look in a world where so many people are just paying AI, or you could have done make John Senning in the swamp and it would have come out, but you can tell the character and the hand drawn nature behind this magnet, and I've been saying this repeatedly. It's fun to see the shock and the lack of understanding that something can be truly 100% free, because everybody thinks there's a catch, there's a something. You're not putting in a credit card. You are not doing anything other than ordering the magnet, putting in your address, and Just Call Mo handles all the rest. It will be shipped right to your home. And again, thank you. I've thanked you, but thank you. It's such a cool thing to do.
No, of course. And we really should put up the side-by-side of the original hand drawing versus the magnet.
I'll do that today. I'm going to do that today.
Because it's cool to see.
I have a question. And be honest with me.
All right.
The peek behind the curtain.
Like I'm not always honest.
I know, but this one could be mildly uncomfortable. So I've told you off the air a bunch that I am a fan of the News Junkie. The News Junkie is a radio show that you do. What day of the week do you do that?
Usually Fridays.
And I used to listen to that radio show in Orlando when I was working at Ruby Tuesday. I would listen every day on my way in. Just always thought he was cool. Rapid fire news stories, and always liked him. Now they were doing something called like a magnet. I don't even know what it was, but it was almost like they had a bit or a game behind the magnets.
Game of magnets.
Are you the brains behind those magnets, or the power behind those magnets?
he came up with that.
He did. Okay.
That was his thing.
Because ultimately, what I was getting to was, is he going to be mad that you've welcomed someone into the magnet world?
No, I mean, his whole thing was put it on your car and then steal it off of other people's cars.
Steal them from other people's.
Which, I mean, somebody had to get run over doing that, so that only helps my world, I guess. But
that would actually be a fun idea, is that you've created a game with moving vehicles that ultimately will benefit you in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good.
Evil plan.
I was wondering if first of all, it sounds like you weren't necessarily the one doing all those magnets, but if you were, or even if you weren't, would have been like, oh, you're doing magnets for other shows now.
He doesn't know what's going on.
So he didn't say anything.
No, I don't know if he knows, but I mean, we've done magnets for all different shows at this point.
Cool. So I told you I like the guy. I'd like to meet him. I'd like to meet him one day. I know that
if
there
we
was
can get him to leave his house.
There was some old school beef with the Bone, but like I always say, I'm not a part of anybody's beefs. My beefs are my own, and I like to keep them to a minimum. So maybe we do a crossover one day.
That'd be a hell of a crossover.
I think it'd be interesting to see if our bosses here would let us do it. But
probably no chance. But
nope, not a chance in hell. Every time we have Mo in, we like to dig into legal briefs. Some things going on in the world, in the news, that could use a professional lawman's opinion. Of course, it's justcallmoe.com. He's Tampa's injury attorney. 866 call MOE. In the second, just to tease it a little bit, in the second half of the time that you're here, I do want to dig into this attorney battle royal that is being discussed on the morning show. I don't know if we're going to be able to get Mike Calta to join us, but we're going to at least try to have that conversation and gauge your interest. But I wanted to dive into a few stories first. First thing I wanted to share with you that I thought was so cool, and you're an attorney, so you'd think it. I ran into one of the attorneys that was they were the defense attorney for the case that I sat on the jury for.
Okay.
And I ran into him at a restaurant on Friday night. And man, it was just the most illuminating conversation ever, because I went into deep dive on it on Monday, but really it wasn't a throwaway segment. But when I came back from jury duty, I talked in depth a lot about it and didn't really think too much of it after it. And he came up to me and he said, I want you to know I saved that segment and I play it for all of our new attorneys, and I play it for people all the time because of the insight that it gave on the average juror. And he said a comment to me that I did not dive into that I wanted to share with you and just kind of get your thoughts on it. He said, I think we as attorneys find ourselves in positions where the things we think that are important in a trial are not important to the jury. And I shook my head and I was like, oh yeah, cool. And then later that night, I'm like, what did he mean? What did he mean by that? What is kind of your takeaway? And I know you've shared that there are these studies and different things that you can do on a jury. But when it comes to kind of cracking the code of the unknown of the jury, what are some of the variables there with a comment like that?
Well, I mean, it's I've had the same experience where things, that you think are egregious in a case, the jury's like, well, we don't care about that. But they lock on to this other little thing that you didn't even think about. And that's why, these mock trials can be so important. And nowadays, they'll even do them over Zoom. They'll do like a little mini presentation of the case with just random people that they're paying like $50 to or something.
Wow.
And they'll have them give you feedback about the case, because that's how you learn. From an attorney, we're trained in a very narrow perspective. We go to law school, you're focused on the elements of the case, the elements of the statute, what you have to prove. But there may be something that you say or do that the jurors just lock in on one way or the other. And, even talking about cases on this show or on the radio, sometimes we'll get sort of the same feedback. But it is a very unique thing to be able to talk to a juror after a case like that in depth, where they're honest too. I don't know if you followed the Donna Adelson trial up in Tallahassee.
What happened there?
So it's this case. I think it's the 5th time they've had a trial on the murder of Dan Markell now. They had 2 hitmen who have been convicted.
Oh, damn.
The girlfriend, the brother-in-law, and now the mother-in-law was just convicted of conspiracy to commit murder.
So the woman was murdered?
No, it was a guy who was murdered. It was the husband.
Okay.
His ex-wife, her brother and the mother, so the grandmother of the kids, there's 2 little kids too, was just convicted.
Oh, damn.
So, but in that case, where I was going with it was, afterwards, one of the jurors went on TikTok and just started posting videos and talking about jury duty, talking about what they deliberated about, which is a very unique perspective I really haven't seen before. I don't know that there's been many jurors in a fairly high-profile case. It's kind of a true crime case. There's a lot of podcasts and stuff on it. But just to see, again, what they locked in on, which one thing that bothered me is she never really mentioned the standard beyond a reasonable doubt. She was kind of going on sort of these string theories, and I don't think there's any doubt she was guilty. But again, it was interesting to see what they actually focused on in order to reach a conviction in that case.
Yeah, I don't think Mo was in the room, Diz. Maybe you will remember the conversation, but we went down a rabbit hole of the idea of and for some reason at the time we talked ourselves into thinking it was a good idea, and then as I'm about to say it out loud, it sounds like a terrible idea. Somehow getting away from the human element of the jury, whether it was some sort of AI or something, and really to alleviate any bias or anything like that. And from your perspective, is the bias and the human element what makes the system work? Like if we were ever to go, okay, we're going to generate a jury with a set of different beliefs, but ultimately we can ensure there will be no bias that we're not looking for. Is that almost part of the secret sauce that makes the process work?
I think so, because, there's still always going to be an inherent bias in AI because it's pulling the information from somewhere, I think. But, you bring up an interesting point, because one of the things that we'll do in the office now is we'll upload basically a case into AI and have it analyze it and say, give me the strengths of the case, give me the weaknesses of the case.
Cool. That's crazy.
If you were on the jury, how would you rule in the case? If you were the judge, how would you rule in the case? If you were the insurance adjuster, what would you respond back with? And basically use that as a sounding board to sort of evaluate the case as we go. And you get some interesting feedback off of it.
Didn't we say that it would make sense to have people who were in law and stuff be on the jury?
Maybe.
That was another thing that we had argued, that maybe it would be smart to have people that are studying law and can, find the finer points of the law in whatever case they're dealing with, opposed to someone who's just coming in off the street.
That can be tough because they can bring in their own biases and their own information as well. Typically, I want someone on the jury who I can teach, right? Because that's essentially, as the attorney in a courtroom, I'm teaching them about this case. I'm delivering the facts to them. So, a lot of times engineers can be good because they follow along, or really anybody, as long as they're paying attention and can kind of process the information. But what you're trying to avoid, and I've told this story before, is people who kind of have inherent biases that they're bringing in the courtroom. Like one time we were doing a DUI trial and there was somebody in the jury pool, and he said he worked for, I'll just say it, he said he worked for UPS. And so you assume, right, that he's a UPS delivery driver or, processes or something like that. You could tell he really wanted to be on the jury. And so we eventually had to pull all the other jurors out and just voir dire him one-on-one. It turned out he was the DUI investigator from UPS.
Yeah.
And basically said if you had any sip of alcohol, you should not be operating a vehicle.
Oh, man.
And so we had him disqualified based on that. But there, that's somebody who otherwise would probably be a good juror. but they have an inherent bias. They have information that's going to sway their opinion, which could throw your entire case. I mean, if he gets in that room with that jury and now he's preaching his information, they're not just relying on what the attorneys presented in court and that evidence, it can throw your whole case off.
Did we mention that with Mo and have a conversation when, like, the guy got removed from the Diddy trial? And did we ask you if, like, do you get in trouble for that type of stuff if you kind of mislead yourself as a juror?
I mean, typically you don't. I think it's very unusual for someone to be held in contempt of court for something like that, or for perjury. I mean, perjury is very rarely prosecuted. It is possible, depending on how egregious it is. It's certainly possible, but I think it's pretty rare for that to happen.
Well, and it's interesting, too, to tie in a couple things that you just mentioned with that previous case from up north and this one. And I think we even had one of these in our jury room, mildly, is the rise of true crime and the interest in true crime. It is crazy how that market, you go back 10 years ago, maybe you could find a couple things. You've got the Datelines of the world. There's a modicum of interest, but now it's its whole business model, the world of true crime, and people are so invested in it that you have these people. I don't know if you've ever saw the Don't Mess with Cats documentary where all these online sleuths tried to do this work, and there's tons of stories like that, these online forums where that's another element of people who maybe have a false sense of how much they understand things or know the law, and I would imagine that would be maybe not a question that they're asking when you're picking a jury, but could ultimately be a detriment if you have a self-proclaimed professional true crimer on your jury.
Absolutely, because again, you have to be able to follow the law as a juror, and so the case has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not up to the jury to go in there and try to bring in information or evidence that's not presented to them. They're not allowed to do that. It was kind of interesting, the Donna Adelson case, though. One of the Dateline anchors was sitting in the gallery for part of it.
It wasn't Keith Morrison, was it?
No, I would know Keith Morrison. It was one of the other guys.
What, Josh Mankiewicz?
I'd have to
Big
look it
Dateline
up.
guy. Okay,
I love Dateline.
Yeah, Dateline is great. That's very interesting. Let me throw this one at you real quick, and then we'll step aside for a moment and dig into some more stuff with Just Call Mo. That's justcallmoe.com. We talked about this a little bit, and we turned it into a fun conversation about going down in a blaze of glory when you quit your job. And this did happen across the pond, so we're not going to be able to apply these rules. But ultimately, I think it lends itself to a discussion about the right to work state. This woman, it was deemed across the pond that she could not be justifiably fired because she called her boss a dickhead, and they determined that was not enough, that alone, to fire somebody. And I know nothing about the laws or the labor laws in the UK, or is it really important? Something like that, specifically in the state of Florida. Can you touch on that right to work? That, at the end of the day, does mean, like, you can be fired without much of a reason, let alone cursing or calling your boss.
Yeah, you can be fired for basically any reason as long as it's not discriminatory. As long as you're not discriminating against somebody that is a protected class, you can fire them for any reason whatsoever.
So somebody hurls a name at you, and
yeah, I mean, you can say, I don't like your tone, I don't like the way you smell, I don't like the way you dress. I mean, you can terminate him for basically any reason.
I should go run back what I just said to John Brennan. Yeah. Like, never mind, dog. I didn't know the legal ramifications.
Any moment. You're an upstanding citizen, Mo. You're a very successful man. You're an attorney at law, all of those different things. Have you ever quit a job? Have you ever quit a job aggressively?
Aggressively? No. It's not really my nature to be aggressive.
Yeah, you are. No. That's why you fit in so well here with the Kumbaya crew. You're very, you're very.
I mean, when needed, I can be firm, but I find being aggressive doesn't really serve the purpose unless it's absolutely necessary.
What other kind of jobs did you work before you before this career path?
I worked at a cell phone store in the Lake Square Mall in Leesburg.
Oh, dude, Lake Square Mall. That's my jam, man. Yeah. I've been in the Lake Square Mall. Did you live there?
No, I drove from Orlando a few times a day.
Why? Well, I mean, why did you drive to Leesburg from Orlando?
I don't remember exactly, but
I mean, beautiful country out there, of course.
Beautiful country.
But that's interesting. What years was that?
Oh, that was probably high school, so that would have been like 2000 to 2003.
Okay, I just missed you. Funny story is, when we first moved to Florida, I bought a was it a Sidekick?
Yeah,
it was a Sidekick from a cell phone salesman guy at a kiosk at the Lake Square Mall.
That may have been what I worked
on. And I spent so much money that I did not have, and that I must have been over 18, but I was living with my parents, and I remember them being like, what the hell is wrong with you? And then they wouldn't return it. So I think at one point my mom, me as a borderline grown man, went back with me to the kiosk and was like, you need to give my son his money back. He doesn't have this money to spend on this phone.
Did they give it back?
And they ultimately did. What a fun tale that would be if that ended up being you.
Well, we'll talk off the air.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't me, but it could have been the same kiosk.
It could have been close enough. All right, do not go anywhere. When we come back, got more legal briefs to dig into with our buddy Mo DeWitt. We will fire up the conversation. I don't know everything that it would entail, but there are discussions going on about an attorney battle royal. Patrick Smith says that he's in. Ask the Dom says that he's in. There have been talks about putting the office on the line. Mm-hmm. There is a office. I mean, love Patrick, love Dom. But if Mo DeWitt gets an office in the building, I think that's something we could all look forward to.
Absolutely.
So we'll work through the finer points of the potential attorney battle royal and a bunch more. Coming up next on more Senning Show. Football season is upon us. It's the greatest time of the year. Gives us a little something extra to, take our minds off the world and look forward to. But it's also a lot of grilling, a lot of chilling. Maybe you're smoking a brisket, some ribs, whatever you've got in mind, whether it's out at the game or at your home, you got to go with Wild Fork. Over 450 options to choose from the burgers and dogs to the trimmed brisket. Maybe you want to impress the crowd and do some Iberico pork or a Wagyu cut of beef. Really blow everybody's mind at the tailgate. They've got it all. Locations in South Tampa, West Chase, and St. Petersburg, right here on 4th Street. And you got something to look forward to. If you make your way to the Mike Calta tailgate, the brisket shop will be cooking up all Wild Fork food this season. We love you, Wild Fork. Check them out online at wildforkfoods.com.
You're listening to Senning Show on 102.5 The Bone. Download the free Bone app to listen to us anywhere. Sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Get your guaranteed offer at markspain.com.
At Bernetti PA, if you've been injured in an accident, we make it quick, easy, and convenient to hire us. You can rest assured that somebody is on your side. Call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready. Offices Lakeland, Tampa, St. Pete.
The Just Call Mo Comedy Jam is back. The 4th annual showcase hits the Orlando Funny Bone Thursday, October 2nd, and tickets are only $20, and it all benefits a great cause, the Yellowbrook Road Foundation. Grab your tickets now at mocomedyjam.com before they sell out. That's mocomedyjam.com.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
Patrick and Heather from Bolt Electric.
Storm season is upon us again.
We're getting calls from lots of homeowners asking Bolt what they can do
to better protect their home from the next bad storm.
They called the right place.
Bolt electricians are out there right now installing whole home surge protection
that saves your equipment
and powerful whole home generators
that keep your lights on and appliances running through any blackout. Just call Bolt and find out how you can be storm ready
and storm safe.
Online at boltelectric.com.
Paid for by Hims & Hers Health. Hims & Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at 4hers.com apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
Trying to lose weight? It's time to try Hers. At 4hers.com/radio, you can access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored to you. These include oral medication kits and compounded GLP-1 injections, the same active ingredient that's in Ozempic and Wegovy. Through hers, pricing for oral medication kits starts at just $69 a month for a 10-month plan when paid in full upfront. No hidden fees, no membership fees. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hers brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatments that put your goals first. Reach your weight loss goals with help from Hers. Get started at forhers.com/radio to access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss plans. That's forhers.com/radio. forhers.com/radio.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Football's back, baby. The Hard Rock Bet Party is just getting started, and you're on the list. Place your first $5 bet on Hard Rock Bet, and if it wins, you get $150 in bonus bets. And not only do you have bets, but you can also find the hottest streaks, the latest line moves, and everything you need to know to bet at Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub before placing your next bet. Simply download the app on your phone or go to hardrock.bet and start winning today. It's Hard Rock Bet, offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. To wager, terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 888-ADMIT-IT.
No big deal, but you've been earning Kohl's Cash for 20 years. That's 2 decades of checkout wins. To celebrate, enter our month-long sweepstakes for a chance to win $200 in Kohl's Cash. Plus, save on fall faves during the Customer Appreciation Event now. Yup, 2 decades of Kohl's Cash is a big deal. Shop Kohl's and brag accordingly. Coupon ends September 21st. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit 1 prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohls.com for official rules and details.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Kick off the season with Bud Light. Join Bud Light and The Bone this Sunday from 2 till 4 at Slizzy McGee's on 62nd Avenue in St. Pete. Bud Light drink specials and register to win a trip to see the Bucks in Buffalo. Visit BudLightFootball.com for details.
We put in time, energy, and resources because your case is worth it. Farrah and Farrah, Tampa.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You might know nothing, but at least you'll know that thing. Brought to you by Just Call Mo, Tampa's injury attorney. That thing. It's time for That Thing right now on Senning Show.
1, 2, you know what to do.
The Senning Show, 800-771-1025. We don't normally take a lot of calls for Just Call Mo, but if you do have something pressing, we might try to get you a little bit of help. I'm John Senning. He is Dizzy, and you're in the midst of legal briefs with our buddy Mo DeWitt. That's justcallmoe.com. He is Tampa's injury attorney. On the phone, I don't think he's going to answer, but 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 866-CALL-MOE. I've mentioned it before, though. The little chat man at the bottom of the website, it makes you feel like you really are talking to Mo DeWitt.
I mean, that's what it's there for.
Well, and who's to say that you aren't?
You never know.
Who's to say that you aren't? I was telling you guys, I'm a big part of the Kaka movement. We have a lot of bird feeders, and I'm big at bird watching. We moved our bird feeders like 2 days ago, and then my wife started texting me that birds are getting into the pool cage. She texted me that there was a pigeon in the pool area, and then by the time she sent the one, she said another one just came in, and then she just texted me and said there are now 3 inside. So I don't know what I'm going home to, and I also don't know how to catch 3 pigeons.
Well, your pool patio area has become a bird cage.
It really
now.
has. It is a real life bird cage. So Mo, and I don't know if Mike Calta is out there. He told me to text him when we had you on, because I kind of happened upon it early this week. And there is this discussion of an attorney battle royal, and they like to bust Dom's balls about all the other attorneys on the station and how they do more for their people than Dom does for them. And I think that's kind of how it all got started. And I don't know the finer points of what it would ultimately be, because a battle royale in the world of professional wrestling, you have to throw your opponents over the top rope. And I love all of you. I don't see any single one of you being able to pick the other over their head and throw them over the top Royal Rumble style.
I mean, I will only speak for myself, but I think it would be a very sad viewing event for anyone viewing me trying to wrestle the two of them.
I will say this, though, and I don't know if he was, and I'm not going to say that I disagreed with him, but you know Patrick Smith. You've seen him.
Yeah.
He's let's just say it. He's jacked. He is.
He barely wore a shirt at the beach.
Yeah,
bash.
right.
I mean,
Rightfully
immediately
so.
shirt came off.
Rightfully so. And I think that between the three of us, if we looked like that shirtless, we'd probably be wearing less shirts.
Fair point.
But I don't know if they were just trying to, butter you up to get you in a position where you would agree to do it. But I think there was this agreement that you're the youngest, and I think they even said most fit. Of the attorney, like they were really jazzing you up.
I mean, clearly they're trying to jazz me up.
That you could have a hand in this. Is anybody there, by the way? Okay, I potted up Mike's mic at his house, but I don't think that he's there. I don't know what it would look like. You threw out a great idea, because I mean, Dom has been playing hockey, so I think maybe he's in a little more of a position where he's looking to throw hands. Patrick Smith, as jacked as he is, I think if it came down to it, he'd probably be willing to do it. But I don't know, just as somebody who wants to be your protector, like, I don't know if you throwing hands, like in a boxing match type scenario, is, I don't know where you would stand.
I don't think it's a good idea for any of us to be throwing hands, frankly.
But you threw out the idea of almost like an Olympics of sorts, where there's the very much like Billy Madison.
The Billy Madison academic decathlon.
Because they did, was it all academics, or they did other stuff?
No, there was like
too?
a race or something, at least in the movie, like they race each other.
There was a race, like a tug of war.
Yeah.
Maybe we get you guys on those big, you have like the platforms, and then you have the big giant cushy
American
sticks
Gladiator
and hit
thing.
each other like that. Some variation of that. Again, I don't know ultimately what the goal would be. They've also talked about getting the other names in town involved. You know who I haven't heard mentioned, and probably because she's a lady and she's not going to be wrestling around with you guys, is Fran Hosh.
Yeah.
Like I've heard them mention other names, but not Fran. So I don't know where she fits into all of this, if anywhere. But can we chalk you up for a mild interest on it at the very least?
I'm up for something. I mean, if you're trying to get me to box Fran, I'm not boxing Fran, for the record. That's not going to end well for me. But something else we can figure out. Yeah.
And I don't know what would really be on the line. I thought it really makes it so that Dom is the only one who has something to lose. But I heard them throw out the idea of winner gets Dom's office and gets Dom's time slot for like a month.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty sweet. And maybe it's not. Maybe they create a new time slot. But I think obviously well-established, successful men, to make it worth everybody's while, it would be nice to have a prize. And obviously a charity tie-in has been talked about.
Yeah, we could do something like that.
A lot. But I think the prize needs to be worth something.
What if the lawyers got to pick a team of on-airs, or maybe just whoever they... So Dom gets to pick from Mike's show 2 people. Mo gets us 2.
Oh, I like that too.
Patrick gets Spike and Mo, or whoever he wants.
And then Drew would be Team Fran.
Yeah,
and whoever else would be on that. Yeah,
and then we get to do some event where all 3 of us have to compete together.
And then there's challenges amongst the teams.
Yeah.
And again, we're just completely hijacking the idea and really just making it so that Mo DeWitt doesn't have to get punched in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you, John.
But and then in the end, the final challenge, whether it be physical or mental, is the actual attorneys facing off.
Yes.
And then it somehow whoever has the most points or however that works.
We might be onto something here.
Awarded the charity
like the
money.
Bone Olympics.
Some sort of Bone Olympics.
Yeah. Something mental, something physical, something maybe you had to eating challenge.
Oh, that's good. It's kind of like
chicken parm challenge.
Yeah.
I was thinking like testicles of some sort. Almost like a, the challenge on MTV, the MTV old school MTV Real World Road Rules challenge.
Or Fear Factor.
Some variation of that, like where you have a physical element and then you have to eat some stuff. And you ever been in again, I'm asking you questions about, your dark past that you don't have. You ever been in a fist fight?
Sort of. There was one time I was trying to break up a fight. I got nailed in the jaw. And I've been around fights, but I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah.
But I'll fight for your love.
He negotiates for them after the fight. This is why he shouldn't be suspended from school.
I will say, you want to talk about making things interesting. And I assume when somebody texts me, my buddy Rich, who runs the Mike Allstott Family Foundation, you want to make things real interesting. Rich just texted me and said, Team Fran gets Mike Allstott. So
it was only a matter of time before people put ringers in there.
We get the A train locked in, and then that
Pat Maroon.
That's what I was gonna say. And imagine if every team had also a ringer and an athlete.
So Calta would get Tyson, not Tyson. What's his Titus?
Titus would be great. Titus is tight with Fran too, though. So that would be
conflict of interest.
Yeah, possibly Martine. Maybe even a Beckles.
Yeah,
somebody like that. Oh, dude, this is really. We've completely taken the idea and changed it, but I think we're at least on to something here.
Yeah, we're developing it.
This is in the early phases. This story is wild, and there is nothing worse. I've never actually done this, but I can tell you I've been so close so many times, and it is a fear of mine, and that fear is vomiting inside of an Uber. When you have made the decision to go out on the town and you've planned so that you don't have to drive home, that comes with a certain level of freedom that can often lead you to drink more than you should or that you'd like to. And the idea of throwing up in an Uber, did you ever thrown up in an Uber?
No.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think the last time I was close. I believe it was, oddly enough, that night out with Patrick Smith in Just Call, or not Just Call Mo, Cat Named Mo, where I just drank entirely too much. And that the whole way home, I'm just face in my hands. Don't puke in this man's car. Do not puke in this man's car. I've been in Ubers that I've had to tell to pull over because I was going to get sick. This story starts with that, which is not the rarest thing ever, but the way that it ends is horrific, and I'll be interested to think if Just Call Mo thinks Uber should be on the hook. A Northern California woman has filed a lawsuit against Uber as of Monday, alleging that her Uber driver dropped her off in an unsafe location after she vomited in the vehicle. And then it brings me no joy to bring in these details. She was sexually assaulted by 2 people on the side of the road. In the lawsuit filed in San Francisco Superior Court, 23-year-old woman, Jane Doe, alleged she was picked up by an Uber May 28th in Sacramento to take her home from a concert, but did not make it after the driver kicked her out for vomiting. Now, I guess the first question, and maybe really the only question, you can't vomit in an Uber. Like you get, I think they they put a major charge on you. You know, what kind of agreement are you entering into with Uber when you get in their car? Like, what is the expectation that they have to do for you? Because this is an absolutely terrible story, and it brings me no joy to say it. Like, this woman is trashed to the point to where she's vomiting on herself and in the car. Then, to me, you've taken it from get me home to kind of take care of me. And I'm not sure what the legal precedent would say when it comes to kicking out a drunk person from your Uber.
So, I mean, Uber drivers owe, any passenger a duty of reasonable care, just like any other taxi driver or anyone else. And so typically that's going to mean, driving safely, not getting into an accident, dropping you off at the location you requested, unless circumstances prevent it, and not knowingly exposing you to unreasonable risk, which one could argue dropping this person off in this area, which was obviously unsafe, could be an unreasonable risk, especially given her condition. So the only question becomes whether her vomiting prevented him from taking her to her destination, which I think arguably it did not. As much as this person doesn't want vomit in his vehicle, he probably picked up someone who's visibly intoxicated.
What about from and then I'm just grasping at straws, thinking of a potential argument for the Uber driver. What about a potential health concern? What about a biohazard element where you're now talking about a person's bodily fluids being spread all over your car with you in it? And I don't know if you can catch anything from vomit or whatever, but let's say that somebody started bleeding uncontrollably or whatever it may be, that this person is the driver, as far as an argument, say, this is outside of the bounds of what I was tasked to do, and dealing with bodily fluids or vomit is well beyond the scope of my job.
Well, I mean, look, an Uber driver can end the ride at any time, right? They can kick somebody out if they want to. They can refuse service if they want to. But like in this case, if they put the person at an unreasonable risk, which is what this person is saying happened, and based on what did occur, most likely they were at an unreasonable risk, they could face liability there.
And again, this is me just playing the other attorney. How much of her own actions put her at risk? How much could you say that not only the vomiting in the car, but what happened afterwards was because of her high level of inebriation? Is there then any onus on her for being that drunk? And again, it's terrible, and I hate saying that, but it's just one of those things that she did get that wasted to the point to where they felt the need to drop her off, and then ultimately whatever happens next could have gone a little differently if she was maybe not in the condition she was in.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that will be up to a jury to make that determination. And obviously, they're going to bring the fact that she was inebriated into the trial if it goes to a jury. Now, on the Uber driver side, he picked up somebody who most likely was visibly inebriated and signed up to take them home. Now, I think it's probably a known risk that they could possibly vomit in your car, and Uber even builds in a special fee, a cleaning fee for that, which she's obviously liable for at that point. But, here they kicked her out which they can do. They can kick you out of the Uber if they want to. But if something happens to you, that's foreseeable, which obviously I think there's an argument that this would be foreseeable given the possible, I don't know where it was, but the area of town and what happened to her.
It was in an area, and I don't know the area, but Oak Park neighborhood of Sacramento, more than 8 miles away from her destination.
Yeah. So, there's some liability on the Uber driver, arguably. But to answer your question, frankly, that comes down to a jury. And, sometimes jurors will say, well, she was drunk, she deserved it. And sometimes they'll say, well, that was unreasonable. That Uber driver should have taken her home and made sure she got home safe.
Yeah, in the area. And again, I don't know if the guy knows the area, but within their argument, they're pointing out the fact that the area was visibly unsafe with a D+ score in local crime grades, according to the suit. And the story itself is mortifying. So she gets out of the car. She's crying, she's upset, she's approached by a man and a woman. They tell her that they want to help get her home. She gets in the vehicle with these people and then was taken to a secondary location in an apartment where bad things happened. And the next morning while the man was asleep, she escaped to a nearby school, after which she was hospitalized and reported the crime. So I mean, it's bad.
Yeah, she was essentially
news.
Stranded and was trying to get a ride. And
it is very interesting because, and I imagine the arguments will be, the driver didn't know this was a bad area. The driver didn't feel safe with her being in the car, or whatever it will be. But another little element to think of if you feel like you're going to blow chunks inside of an Uber.
I wonder what JoJo would say. What was she wearing? Was she asking for it?
That is what JoJo. If we checked in with Judge Juicy, she would be like, well, if you puke in an Uber, you get what's coming to you.
I mean, I wonder how often Ubers, especially if you're working late night shift, if they carry vomit bags in their car.
Yeah, that would be smart, especially if you're in the late night, middle of the night, 2, 3, 4 a.m. downtown St. Pete circuit. I would imagine you've got to have some things in place for when people puke, because it is, man. Sometimes I think it's the not knowing you can't puke in there makes you have to puke more.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, I can't puke in here. They're going to charge me so much. I don't want to ruin this guy's life and his car. And that just automatically makes you feel like you're going to blow chunks a little bit more.
Usually for me, it's not the drinking. It's what I put in my body after, like all the eating I do when I'm drunk. Like the last time I puked was honestly a couple of days ago. It was because I drank, but I ate like hot fries and stuff, like a whole bag. And then, when I puked.
Was it Tabasco or Sriracha on them?
Yeah.
I hate you. Patrick Smith team now.
Yeah. No, it is. I've always, and I've gotten much better. Finally, I think it took me to getting to my mid 30s to not be that guy. But I was notoriously drink till I puke guy, and that's not a good. That's not a good guy to be. Because I'm also. There are those puke and rally people out in life that they do it and then they just move on with their life.
Yeah.
When I get to that point, not only am I done, I'm probably done for the next day and a half.
Yes.
Like I'm not bouncing back very quickly. This one, we've talked about these types of pages in a bunch of different ways where you kind of people blast a certain person for maybe being a cheater. And this was on one of those Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook pages this stems from. Bunch of people calling during that conversation. Let's check one real quick and see if it's worth anything. Senning Show, you're live on The Bone with Mo DeWitt. Who's this?
How you doing? I'm David. How you doing?
David, doing pretty good, man. What's going on today?
Good. I drove for Uber in Atlanta, and I did it late night, the worst time you could think of. I've had 5 different people puke in the car. They're going to pay for that. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, let it happen. Take them to where they're going. Yeah, your night's over, but you're going to get $250. For the cleaning fee.
Man,
so that's fine.
So you've had that's on you. Like you're down with the nitty gritty with the gloves and the mask and all of that, scraping that out of the bottom of your car.
No, I'll take it somewhere and pay $100 for somebody to detail my car and clean it and put $150 in my pocket.
Well, there you go. That sounds like you're doing the right thing.
The worst thing, which could have ended up in a situation like this, was I had a lady get in the back of the car from a club, and she got completely butt naked in the back seat. Asked me to get back there and get with her.
Oh.
And I told her, I said, listen, my wife is not going to enjoy this if I get back there with you. So this is not going to happen.
So he's like, keep it to yourself.
I pulled over and I said, listen, if you get out the car, I'll get out and I'll do what you want me to do outside of the car. Well, she got out. I locked the doors. I threw her clothes out. And I left.
Damn, man, that's a hell of an Uber tale, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling, dude. When he said 5 people puking at one time, I had a vision. Like, was it The Sandlot when they're on the ride and one person throws up and then everybody starts throwing up?
Maybe.
Or is that Problem Child?
That was Stand By Me.
Did it happen in Stand By Me too?
Yeah, the pie eating contest.
I think it might happen in multiple movies then. But you've got a car of like 5 girls or men that had all been drinking all night. One of them gets sick, and then everybody, because the first one got sick, just so that's probably $250 a pop, I would imagine.
Ooh.
That's a nice little payday. You might be rooting for that.
Maybe you pump out the smell in your car just to get them nauseous. You guys owe me $1,000.
Donuts, try to make them dizzy.
Yeah.
You hack the system. Every Uber ride is $1,000 ride now. So this California man is suing more than 50 women for $2.6 million after they shared negative stories about him on a site we've heard about time and time again. Are We Dating the Same Guy? Claiming the reviews were false and defamatory. That's the word, right? Defamatory.
Yeah.
The woman says Stuart Lucas Murray is using the legal action to intimidate them, and they're asking the courts to slap him down. A judge in Los Angeles Civil Court ruled that one of the women did nothing wrong by sharing her opinion of Murray with the popular online group. Mo DeWitt, where do your rights of expression begin and end if you want to go on social media, especially with a group of other people, and bash an individual? Most of the time, would you be protected there? Or if they choose to sue you, is it going to come down to proving that what you said was actually truthful?
Well, truth is always the best defense, obviously. But then people are entitled to their opinion. So if it's their opinion, that's also protected to some degree. Really, defamation is all about somebody lying about what occurred. So it really depends what they actually said. They can have an opinion, but if they're blatantly lying, making stuff up that's harming this guy's reputation, that's where he would have a lawsuit. Just because he doesn't like what they say doesn't mean that they have a lawsuit.
I've just received word. I believe when I pressed this button, I'm sorry, I was looking for the hotline. Is this Mike Calta?
Yes, hi, is Mo DeWitt in the
Mo
studio?
DeWitt is in the building. Just call MOE.com. I'm not sure if you heard did you hear any of our conversation up until this point?
I did not. I just got into the car. I heard Mo was on. I vomited, and then I realized it was the Mo that I liked, so I figured I should call in.
We were, I wouldn't say hijacking the idea by any means, but we were saying, is this a multi-pronged challenge of some sort where there could almost be teams, like where you guys would be, Team Dom, and then the teams face off, and then it all ends with a face off against each other. I will add this little wrinkle too that kind of fell in our lap. Rich reached out to me and said, because I mentioned Fran Hosh, and Rich said, Mike Allstott will be on Team Fran. So we thought, what if we all were able to procure our own ringer too in this, whatever this challenge turns out to be?
Well, it turns out we did lay down some of the rules. You do have to have your name on the law firm. You do have to have it in order to be qualified. So Catania, Bernetti, Andajar, Levine, any of the Morgans would all be available. To go with a ringer like Allstott,
well, then, but
I don't know about you.
You would get to pick your own. And this is again, this would be possibly involving more than just the Battle Royale vision, where you would almost be Team Dom, whatever that envisions, and you have a Titus or
that is the other thing. Do I have to be Team Dom? I don't know if I necessarily, if I was a betting man, I don't know if I'm doing that, really.
I don't know any other way to say it, but I feel like you made that bet. I don't know if there's any way. What team do you want to be on?
Yeah. I don't really know. I mean, I'm not really sure. Maybe if the Morgan boys wanted to be involved, I choose the three Morgan sons over. I don't know. I haven't really thought it through yet. But I mean, if I have to go with Dom, he does claim to have this recent hockey fighting ability. I just need to know where does Mo DeWitt stand on the lawyer battle royal.
I mean, I'm up for something.
But I guess we need to know more. We have more questions about how you foresee the battle royal taking place. Are there punches being thrown? Is this a Royal Rumble style over the top rope? Is it under the bottom rope? What do you see the parameters and rules being for the battle royale?
I say out of the ring. It doesn't necessarily have to be over the top rope. Out of the ring. And then I could see people fighting as teams in the ring and then turning against each other at the end.
Oh, man. So punches, this would be a thing where, potentially everybody had headgear and they would be throwing punches? Or is this more of a wrestling?
I think we're probably better off putting headgear and gloves on everybody for safety reasons. And then, really, if you wanted to take the chicken-ass way out of it, you could always just climb out of the ring. But I think that you should mix it up a little bit. And, I love Mike Allstott. Does not possess the mental skills to become a lawyer, I don't think. And Fran Hosh, welcome, probably in better shape than most of the lawyers if she chooses to get in the ring.
Yeah, no, and we were, and I'm sorry you weren't listening. Again, we hijacked the whole idea and turned it into this Olympics thing where there would be teams and then it all ends with the potential battle royal. So no professional athletes in the ring with the attorneys. But I feel like we're gonna have to really sweeten the pot for Mo DeWitt. He is much like us, a lover.
I see Mo as being one of the guys to beat in this race. I see him as he's younger. He's in okay shape. I see him. I mean, Patrick Smith looks like a superhero, but he's not.
You take out a knee or something on a Patrick Smith, and you'll be good to go.
All right. Yeah, let's play a little dirty.
Catania look like two fat Dan Marinos. Yeah. They're not going to do anything. So you really need to kind of weigh it out. I mean, I think it's a pretty level playing field. No offense, Mo, but I think all attorneys are nerds. So really, it's a nerd battle royal.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more.
I will say Mo DeWitt on the less nerdy end of attorneys that I've met. I love the idea. I think we're gonna have to work out. I know you guys have talked about a charity tie-in. I'd also like to see Dom's office be up for grabs, like you guys touched on. Yeah. Maybe even giving away his time slot. I know that just makes it a lot for him to lose, but I feel like we got to find a way to sweeten the pot real nice for these people who are already very rich and successful.
I agree 100%. I'd like to see Dom lose his office for sure, no matter what. The idea that Dom has an office is preposterous to me, and all other lawyers in the building should demand an office now. And anything that's going to physically hurt any of the lawyers, I am all for.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we've at least got the ball rolling. Where do you foresee an event like this taking place? Is it in an actual like punch out style in an actual ring, right? Or is it some sort of hybrid platform ring that is designed for this battle?
I think in order to protect the safety of the folks that are involved, it should be in a ring, and there should be padding on the floor outside in case they get thrown out like is expected. And I being that this is probably going to be the only match of the night because we're not allowed to really do other matches, I would see this as something that maybe we do in a place that doesn't normally have a ring. We set the ring up and we throw a party around it.
Oh, I like that. The party kind of happens in and around the ring afterwards. I was trying to think of what else you could do in a ring. I mean, we could have and all these
lawyers have money, so they can go and do their own entrance videos and have all that. ChatGPT can make all that stuff for them, and we could play the entrance videos as they come out. I mean, this is going to be a lot of free advertising for a bunch of lawyers over a couple of months, and then we have the big culmination at the end where we have the lawyer battle royal.
Dude, I will tell you, Mike Calta knows how to work. He has already told you how fit you are and how cool.
He's really building on my confidence.
How fit and cool you are, and how much free advertising is going to come along with it. You really know how to pull at a man's heartstrings, Mike Calta.
Listen, I haven't said the name of another attorney in this station in 13 years, with Dom being our main guy. Now with this happening, I'm talking DeWitts, I'm talking Burnetti's, I'm talking about. I think anybody who advertises somewhat on the station should be involved, which also opens up the sales. Because listen, if you want to be involved in the attorney battle royal and you're not a client, well then you should hop on board. You got until a deadline time to do so. Now, to benefit everybody.
Now, I know you're not going to like this idea, but let's just say that Mo DeWitt channeled his inner Paul Bearer, and he was more of the manager. Would he be able to pick another lawyer from the firm to fight for him, or is it like you said, if your name is on it, then you got to be in the ring?
I feel like your name has to be on the firm, or else everybody's just going to pick that one jock from college who ended up being a lawyer and is going to go in there and whip everybody's ass.
All right.
Everyone will pick their Patrick Smith. No.
Side note, did we ever find out what was in Paul Bearer's urn?
No. Oh, thank you for asking that. I did a little bit of research and did not find out. You never were clued into that over your years of fandom either? You didn't know who was in there?
I don't know why, but I always assumed since Kane and Undertaker were brothers, that was their mother. But I think I just assumed that. I don't think that was ever actually said.
Yeah, when I looked it up the other day, I could not find out if there was supposedly a real human being inside the urn, which we need to know now.
Yeah, I don't really know, but if you find out, let me know.
I will. All right, I'm going to give away $1,000 too. Thank you for checking in, Mike Calta. Appreciate it, and I hope that some version of this can become a reality.
Me too. Thantake you, boys. See ya.
All right, have a good one.
Take care, bro.
Bye. I got to give away $1,000, but I'm just gonna be completely. Oh, I found it. Everybody's fine. This hour's keyword is day. Head to the 102.5 The Bone app now and enter day before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and the $1,000 Bone bonus could be yours. Of course, you've got 30 minutes to get the word in. If you get a phone call from a number you don't recognize, you better pick it up. And if you are a winner, make sure you give a shout out to Senning Show. Throw a vroom in there. Throw a shout out to Just Call Mo in there while you're at it. Again, the word is day. Text it to your friends. Tell them to download the app. We're trying to get another winner. Go get that money. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Mike the segment that we did before he was listening and be like, listen to this pitch. Listen to this elevator pitch on a little bit of a spin on it, and we'll see we'll see how he feels about it. Because to your point, Mo, like, what will this spectacle look like with you guys?
It's not going to be pretty,
wrestling on each other and things like that. Because a battle royale normally plays out in a professional wrestling ring where it is predetermined and everything looks a certain way. I want to, Diz, you I believe it was in the one that you fought in. Did they not do a female battle royal in one of these punch outs?
Yeah, it was right before me, I think.
Yeah, because I remember it came down to like two women and they were just kind of like laying on top of each other. And that's kind of I see the end of this battle royal just being Mo DeWitt and Ask the Dom just rolling around on the mat for an extended period of time.
What I remember from that punch out, the battle royale and then the Neapolitan fight, it was just They all ganged up on whoever's the best fighter in that thing.
That's the way to do it. Yeah. And the dude that, and I think it was the same year, the dude that looked like he almost lost his damn eye. Remember that dude that got, there was a fight where it was Roger and JP were fighting against, I think it was
Roger and JP.
Yeah, no, it was Roger and JP had a guy. And then I want to say it was Drew Garabo Live had a guy. And I think we had MC Guy. And then he fought that guy and it, like almost killed him. They both almost died, actually, I think.
Okay, I think I remember that now.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really almost die, but they could be part of the reason why we're not doing that anymore. But the good news is you have lawyers on your side. So how about this, Mo? We'll put it in the think tank.
Put it in the think tank.
We'll put it in the think tank. I can tell that fighting other people is not necessarily something that gets you excited, but maybe we can find some version of this that makes sense for you.
We'll do what we have to.
That's a very legal response from you, Mo. Mo DeWitt, you are the man. Just call MOE.com, 866, call MOE, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's a little picture of him right there. He's saying, how can I help you? How can he help you? Figure it out and look him up. Just call MOE.com. Again, you can also get those Senning Show magnets, shop.justcallmo.com. It's right on the front page. You'll see it. The cost is right underneath it. $0. No credit card. No nothing. In a world where nothing is free, this is actually free. $0. Mo, we appreciate you so much. Thanks for making the trip over today, buddy.
Absolutely. Good to see you guys.
You parming after this? You got any hot spots you're hitting on
I
the
was
way
doing
out?
a little research. Somebody suggested a place that I was going to maybe go check out. We'll see.
What is it? I don't know.
I got to pull it back up again.
It's okay. Well, you can give us the payoff after you after you check it out. Everybody, check out justcallmo.com. We'll be back with more Senning Show in just a few minutes. This time of year, lots of people are moving. A time filled with hours of packing, unpacking, and all that bubble wrap, baby. But the first thing you should do when you're planning to move is making sure that new home is ready to go and the Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity. It's super quick and it's easy to set up. Then boom, you'll have your new home hooked up with the ultimate Wi-Fi experience faster than the time it takes you to parallel park a moving truck. Then you'll be back online with the most reliable Wi-Fi and the best in-class equipment from Xfinity. So you can kick back, relax, and stream your favorite movies and TV shows while someone else deals with all the boxes. Because with Xfinity, the only thing you'll have to worry about is remembering where you packed the remote. Make the right and easy move with Xfinity. Learn more right now at Xfinity.com/move. Again, go get that money. $1,000 bone bonus word is day. You got 30 minutes.
And it's about to slow down. Slow down.
You're listening to Senning Show on 102.5 The Bone. The Hard Rock Rising Battle of the Bands is back. 102.5 The Bone and Seminole Hard Rock Tampa is inviting all Tampa Bay area bands to compete in the Hard Rock Rising Tampa Battle of the Bands. The winner's music will be showcased on the radio, and they will open an upcoming show. Now for the important part, and we can't stress this enough. If you have a good band, we want to hear from you. Now, you can apply if you suck, but we want to hear from the best bands in Tampa. Submit your band's info starting September 15th by visiting TampaHardRock.com. Deadline to submit your entry is Sunday, October 12th. More details at theboneonline.com. Don't miss your chance to compete and be crowned the Hard Rock Rising Tampa Battle of the Bands champion. 102.5 The Bone supports live music in Tampa Bay, and we want you to show us what you got. From the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino and 102.5 The Bone. Real, raw radio.
Hurt in a slip and fall? Take back control of your life. Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
My name is Maria. Okay, I lied. It's Mary. But I'm feeling more European after my European-style holiday on MSC Cruises. The restaurants, nightlife and shops in La Galleria. And, of course, American touches, like a sports bar and water slides. Bellissimo. Okay, this is a problem.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
The old saying, you get what you pay for, still holds true today. Like when Air
air conditioning companies offer you $29 tune-ups. Really? I'm not going to be fooled by that, and you shouldn't be either. Hi, I'm Zach Moskowitz, president of Cox Heating and Air Conditioning. Those so-called deals lure you into spending a lot more. At Cox Heating and Air Conditioning, we have a real honest solution. It's our Cox Personalized Maintenance Plan. For only $110 for first-time customers, our certified technicians visit your home twice a year and keep you cool. Get your Cox Personalized Maintenance Plan today at coxair.com.
License number CAC 1816108.
Cox is your key to comfort since 1958.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, call us now. $30 billion was set aside for meso victims, and in most cases, your claim is settled out of court without a jury trial. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
John Senning and Dizzy of Senning Show, known as the kings of chill around these parts. If you don't know, you're about to know about the Kava Social Club in downtown Bradenton. Pretty much cleaning up with the Bradenton's Best Award, Best Bar, Best Date Night Spot, Best Live Music, Best Coffee Shop, and they got something going on almost every night of the week. Wednesday, tell them about it, Dizzy.
Karaoke, go sing your heart out. My suggestion, Usher, really pops the crowd.
Thursday, baby.
You think you know it all? Prove it. Got trivia night on Thursdays. Prove that you're the smartest in the room.
Friday.
Open mic night, our favorite, whether you want to rap, sing, tell some comedy, or maybe some snap poetry.
And Sunday, fun day.
Are you a Poindexter? This is probably your night because it's chess club. Be 3, 4, 5 moves ahead of your competition.
Check them out online at thekavasocialclub.com and on all your social medias at Kava Social Club. Kava Social Club, where your vibe attracts your tribe. Boola, baby!
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
Now is the time to check your homeowner's insurance and ensure that you're covered before the next storm hits. Italiano Insurance can help give you that peace of mind. Even if your mortgage company doesn't require flood insurance, your home could still be at risk for flood. And now is the time to make sure your family is fully protected. Call 813-877-7799 or visit ItalianoInsurance.com today. Italiano Insurance, serving our community for over 60 years.
Football season is here, and Hooters is your game day HQ. Catch all the action with ice-cold $6 Big Daddy Buds, $6.50 Mick Ultras, and $5 Neutrals all day, every day. Or grab a Wings to Go at originalhooters.com to find a location near you.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
1025 The Bone. Wheel Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 1073 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. And now, back to Senning Show. With your host, John Senning.
American girls and American guys, we'll always stand up and salute. We'll always recognize when we see old glory flying. There's a lot of men dead, so we can sleep in peace at night when we lay down our head. My daddy served in the army, where he lost his right eye, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my mother, my brother, my sister, and me to grow up. And
welcome back to Senning Show. 800-771-1025. Phone lines are open. Something on your mind, something you want to throw at us. Come on and throw it. We're creeping towards 300 in the Vroom Vroom Room. You can watch the program on YouTube. Just search 1025 The Bone. You will see that little glowing live light. Click on it and boom, you won't be up in the mix, literally, but you'll be up in the mix in the chat and able to watch the program live.
Any word on Friday, we will for sure have the mix.
From what I'm understanding, I'm feeling pretty damn confident that we will be in the mix. I'm going to send a message to Isaiah tonight, who's running the board for us tomorrow, and hopefully everybody's going to be on the same page and we will be able to be in the mix. I found out if you are coming out to Ferg's tomorrow, not that you wouldn't be able to find us, but we're going to be under the main bar right next to the stage. It's going to be a hell of a day. Senning Show kicks off at 1 o'clock. We got tons of stuff planned. We got our friend Danielle and St. Pete Sam, who has been gone, living in Louisiana, is in town. She's going to swing by, and we will. We're going to do a little Who's Rubbing Me, where myself, Diz, Sam, Corey Cardinal, and Danielle's husband will all take turns giving Danielle a scalp massage because she had a terrible one a few weeks ago. She will then have to deem who's who, and hopefully it comes out good. So make your plans to be there. There's going to be dollar Bud Lights. We're giving away tons of stuff. Bucks tickets, Lightning tickets, tons of swag. It is all to celebrate the fact that Ferg's has been voted the #1 sports bar in America. Drew will join us for the joints at 3 and then take you all the way in to Drew Garabo Live till 7 o'clock. So it would be perfect if you took off of work and came out early, but if you want to just come after work, that's cool too. The Bone crew will be on site, and it's going to be a hell of a party, Champa Bay style. That goes down tomorrow at Ferg's in St. Pete.
And rock that Vroom Vroom shirt if you got it, man. Throw on that bad boy.
If you got the Vroom Vroom. We need to start posting those more. Shout out to Moose, who's the man and made those for us. Senning Show, you're live on the air. Who's this?
Vroom Vroom. Paul, how you doing?
Paul, Vroom Vroom, buddy. What's going on?
Hey, I got it. Ross Chastain, by the way. Hey, I got a good idea for Mo.
Okay.
Why don't he?
Mo DeWitt. Just call him.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The lawyer. The lawyer. Sorry. Yeah. Why can't he count the punches? You know, if nobody gets knocked out, he can sit on a table and count the punches, how many are scored or not. Just throwing it out there, but
thank you.
I didn't understand anything.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it either. I didn't get it. I didn't get it either.
He seemed jazzed up about it, so I'm happy for him.
Who?
Paul.
Oh, Paul. Oh, I thought you said Mo. I was no. I don't know if those were the words I'd used about Mo DeWitt's thoughts.
he can be hard to read at times, but sometimes he's not.
Not on that hot sauce. Oh my God.
Well, that meant a lot to me. And I hope, Mo DeWitt, you're out there knowing that I needed that kind of support. And that was a lot for me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad. And
you know what?
I don't want to see you take an L like that, but I just felt like it was important to bring it up.
Now I'm kind of on JP's side with the timing. Burn off the time, so I have to hear that.
Dude, every day at the end of JP, there will be a new tribute to America that will run roughly 6 to 7 minutes into the program. I already texted with JP. Everything's fine. It was I'm just joking. Dizzy, I don't know if you're joking, but I'm joking. I am joking. Love JP. Senning Show, you're live on the air. Who's this?
Hey, John. Love the show. This is Stan. Hey, how about Brad Culpepper? Former Buccaneer.
You mean as far as being a Culpepper will be the ringer for Culpepper and Culpepper?
Yeah,
I think you're onto something. I don't know his interest level on that, but it's not a bad idea to start.
NFL guy, played on Survivor.
Yeah, there's something to it. Senning Show, you're on the air. Who's this? Hello?
Oh, okay. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm great. I listen to you guys every day.
Something's going on. We're losing you. I want to give you a chance, but it's always weird when something you don't hear often happens to a phone. Like, I feel like we've heard every version of a bad phone connection. Like, this sounds like she just dropped her phone in the water. Hi, who's this?
How's this? Is the city better?
You were somewhere between terrible and bad, but it's okay. What's your name?
Dina. D-I-N-A. Dina.
Dina, what's going on today? What's on your mind?
Okay. I tried calling you yesterday. This is 24 hours late, old, whatever.
Okay.
You were talking about things that had raised in price so much that we can't, couldn't afford it.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Well, I remembered when I was a little kid, it's been a long time ago, my parents would send me to the store to buy them a pack of cigarettes. And at the time, the cigarettes were only costing about 50 cents a pack.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, been a while back.
Those are what, 10, 11, 12 bucks a pack now?
I don't know. I don't smoke. I never could stand it.
I think that's where they are. That was honestly a great one that was not on the list, but you nailed it with that one. And if your phone connection was better, we'd talk about it a little bit more. But thank you, Dina, D-I-N-A. Dude, I was having this flashback from my childhood. Did your parents smoke? I know we probably had this conversation.
No.
I swear, and this had to be prevalent in the 80s and 90s to a certain extent, where parents would have their kids go to the store to get them cigarettes.
Yeah.
And whether or not they just knew who they were, or if I'm remembering correctly, my mom would call the store first. She would call the store in our neighborhood store, like we knew the guy, and she would call and say, hey, John's going to come up there and give me cigarettes. And that just feels so far-fetched in the modern day that a store would give cigarettes to a 10, 11-year-old kid and be like, I'm taking these to my mommy.
Yeah, imagine if we kind of had the same idea now, but it's like you could send someone to Jungle Boys.
Yeah, well, dude, that would be nice. Yeah. That makes me want to have kids. I'm just like, damn, come on, son.
There's never a reason now.
Yeah, that's the one. Dude, I've been looking my whole life for a reason to have kids, and dude, the dispensary run is absolutely it. I was telling you this off the air the other day, and I'm really battling with how much I want to discuss this because I'm trying to turn over a new leaf in the spoiler department, and I don't want to give away a ton of spoilers, but I believe that this thing has been on Netflix now for at least 2 weeks. Does that mean that you can talk openly about it? Or from your perspective, should I be keeping secrets still?
Is it a movie?
It's a documentary.
I feel like documentaries are kind of more acceptable than if you're going to ruin like a movie or a TV show.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing about why I might be a little more comfortable going full spoiler on this. I knew the spoiler, the main spoiler, before I watched it.
Okay.
And I was actually texting with Drew, and I said, you got to watch this. He said, I already know what happens. I feel like it's not worth my time. And I told him, I thought there was actually a value in knowing what was going to happen because it makes everything from the beginning, you're just immediately shocked with everything that you're seeing. And there is this new documentary, a couple weeks old, I believe, on Netflix, quite possibly one of the more insane documentaries to be released in a minute when it comes to you barely being able to wrap your head around what you're watching. And it's called Unknown Number, The High School Catfish. And the story is pretty much these two young teenagers who are a couple start getting these insane text messages
from the numbers kind of always changing. It's a burner number. They're using one of those apps that like generates a number. So they're constantly getting these text messages that are terrible. They're terrible. They're wild. Some of them are sexual in nature. It's telling, the boy to break up with the girl, calling the girl nasty ass, anorexic, talking about in-depth sexual things that this person wants to do to the boyfriend, getting to the point to where whoever's sending these text messages is telling the girl to kill herself repeatedly, over and over in a bunch of different ways. And this goes on for almost 2 years to the point to where they have to get the FBI involved. It's like an investigation in the school. All the kids are trying to figure out who's sending these text messages. The couple ends up breaking up because it's so much stress on their relationship. It's this whole thing that goes on for almost 2 years. This is the point where I have to decide whether or not I'm going to give a spoiler.
Give the spoiler. Who cares?
You sure?
Spoiler alert
I
right
will
now.
say,
Yeah.
if you really, really, really don't want to know the spoiler of the unknown number, the high school catfish, I'm giving you a proper warning. But if you're on social media, it's impossible to avoid it right now. But so it goes on for years and years. They end up getting the FBI involved. That was like the final straw. They find the app. They can figure out the app that the person was using to use the fake numbers. They subpoena that company that then tells them, it's a Verizon number that is doing it. So then they subpoena Verizon to figure out the IP address. The IP address goes back to
the school.
The girl's mom.
Wait a minute. The girl's mom.
The girl's mom
was doing all of this?
Yes. It's
I got to know why.
And I'll tell you, like I said, I went into it knowing that. Danielle didn't, I did, and I thought that it made it almost more interesting because of, the movie starts and they're telling the story and the mom's there. The mom's talking about how terrible this was. And
she's like in interviews, like, oh my God, my poor baby. And
pretty much, yeah. and trying to figure out who this is and all of that. So when you know it going in, it is a little more bizarre. But dude, she went to prison for it. It is a whole thing. And I mean, the real message from the internet is that this woman is kind of public enemy number one in some regards because she's so unlikable and she really can't seem to take accountability for what she did. And you want to know what's really the juiciest part? This is a reason to watch it. It's a lot of body cam. A lot of body cam footage. So they find out that it's the mom, the body cam of them going to the house, telling the mom, telling the daughter, telling the dad is all real footage.
And is it kind of like when I can't remember the killer, but it was a female killer who they told her like, oh, we found the killer. And she's like crying. They're like, well, it was you.
Yeah. Yes. I mean,
it's that kind of thing.
It's very much that. And I mean, she did kind of cave immediately once they called her out.
And they tell the motive. She tells her motive or.
No, I mean, you probably don't get enough reason for it. I mean, everybody who's everybody believes that she was completely infatuated with her daughter's boyfriend. Like that's what the belief is that she thinks that she had a thing for this kid. She tries to explain it away that she was going through this mental health stuff and she was looking for an escape and just lots of excuses, lots of trying to like disassociate herself from what actually happened. But it is absolutely wild from a real small town up in Michigan. And I'd been wanting to bring it up, but I figured I'd let it breathe a little bit longer. It is it's almost unfathomable.
Is that the girl and the mom?
That's the mom.
Oh my
That's
God,
the mom and
the
girl. Yeah, it's a crazy.
And the mom looks kind of like a Karen type lady. That's like, I'm gonna go complain.
Super involved, coach sports, involved at the schools. Like good mom up until she decided to pretty much ruin her daughter's life.
Yeah, you don't come back from that with your parents.
It went on for almost like 2 years. By the time this woman, sometimes 50, 60 text messages a day.
Yeah,
like this woman had dedicated her life to torturing her daughter.
And just think, there were 100% times she was sitting on the couch with her daughter on her lap, like in her head, just bawling. And she's like, sweetie, we're going to find it. Don't worry. Everything's going to be all right. And her head's like, you're never going to get me. Nah.
Well, and that's what, again, I'm feeling like I'm just giving it away now, but okay, we've come too far. They talk about, what did they call it? Technological or online Munchausen syndrome. Have you ever heard of Munchausen?
No.
Where essentially parents will make their kids sick because they get off on their kid needing them.
Okay.
So they say, one of their theories is that she was doing this to her kid because she was getting off on the fact that her daughter came home every day and needed her and would crumble in her arms, and exactly what you just explained. Like that's what they were essentially looking for.
And how many episodes is this?
It's one. It's a one and done.
But there's not other stories. It's just this.
It's just it's a one and done, unknown number. The high school catfish.
Man, that's funny.
Yeah, it is a wild. It's hard to be shocking with true stories these days, and the daughter doesn't hate her as much as you think she would.
Really?
Yeah, that's the last thing I'll say.
Do you think she's just saying that for the cameras so she could look like a better person? Like, look, I forgive her, blah, blah, blah. But camera shut off. She's like, man, F mom. We're never getting cool.
This is truly the last thing I'm going to say, then we'll go to break. A lot of people in the community believe that the mom and the daughter and the dad all knew it the whole time.
Oh, kind of like the balloon thing, the balloon boy.
Yeah, balloon boy, a little bit of balloon boy, just a whole big hoax to bring attention to themselves. All right, if you're on the line, I don't know what you're holding for, but I will take your calls when we come back. 800-771-1025. It is a solemn anniversary today. Everybody thinking about what they were doing on that day. We'll chat a little bit about 9/11 and maybe even a little bit more about 9/12. Coming up next on more Senning Show. Flags up, limes in. It is week 2, baby, and you can catch all the football action with Corona this Sunday from noon to 2 at the Sea Dog Brew Pub on Treasure Island. Or if you're from a different part of town, how about Maloney's West Chase from 4 to 6? And then Monday night football. We got the Bucks taking on the Texans, going down at Courtside Grill in St. Pete. I love that spot. Underrated sushi. Hell of a locale. Make your way. My friends at Corona are giving you the chance to score tickets to a Bucks game, including VIP pirate ship access, or I've been pining away for it. I hope to get one, and I hope you win one as well. A red, beautiful, custom Corona Bucks Yeti cooler. Find out where you can win all season long at coronafootball.com. So excited for them because Corona now an official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fire the cannons.
You're listening to Senning Show on 102.5 The Bone.
Send every available ambulance, everything you got, now.
Today, we honor the memory of those we lost.
We need to unite.
September 11th.
A day that I know is still difficult, but which reveals the love in your hearts and in the heart of our nation.
102.5 The Bone.
At Brandon Honda, we have lenders for every credit situation. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Hi, I'm Sam Robbie. Right now at Brandon Honda, get 0 down deals on any new vehicle in stock. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. And we'll pay off your trade no matter how much you owe. We have over 600 vehicles to choose from and over 50 lenders, all competing to get you the best deal possible. Get your guaranteed credit approval at BrandonHonda.com.
Call 813-280-0850 for more information.
If you've been hurt in an accident, call Bernetti PA. We make it easy. In fact, you can hire us by phone, over the internet, or we'll come to you. Call 1-800-BERNETTI. We're ready. Offices Lakeland, Tampa, St. Pete.
Take advantage of Labor Day savings all month long at Crown Hyundai. Get financing as low as 0%. Buy with 0 down or make no payments for a year on over 600 new tariff-free Hyundais. Drive a new 2025 Hyundai Tucson SE for only $259 a month. All are backed by Owner Assurance, America's best warranty, including 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Crown Hyundai, the better way to buy and service. Visit CrownHyundai.com. 36 monthly, 10K miles a year, $39.99 due at signing plus dealer fee and electronic filing fee.
Mike Calta here for Shark Coast Tactical. Breaking news in Florida. The Second Amendment sales tax holiday is finally here. So mark your calendars for this Saturday, September 13th, because Shark Coast Tactical is hosting an all-star lineup with Benelli, Strybog, and Smith & Wesson. Make plans and clear your Saturday now and get to Shark Coast for these unbeatable deals, giveaways, and top-tier firearms. Don't forget, Will is going to cover your tax stamp fee on select suppressors. Shark Coast is on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. Look for them on social media. Tell them Mike Calta sent you.
You hear that?
That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Open Phone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Open Phone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Open Phone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Open Phone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Open Phone. Open Phone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Open Phone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. Openphone.com/FREE.
Football season's here, and Hooters is your HQ. Catch every game with $6 Big Daddy Buds, $6.50 Mick Ultras, and $5 Neutrals all day, every day. Plus, register to win a trip to see the Bucks take on Buffalo. Visit originalhooters.com to find a location near you.
Take control of your life, whether you're just starting out in the workforce or you've been working the same job for 20 years and you're ready for change. Think about the world of aviation maintenance and being trained at the National Aviation Academy right here in Clearwater, where that training is going to be hands-on. You'll be working on jets and engines and propellers of aircraft. Be trained and entering your new job in just a few months, and they're going to make that transition from life to the campus world as smooth as possible. Make the decision now. Go to naa.edu. The next class starts September 24th. Go now, naa.edu.
Hi, I'm Shafia Singh of the Singh Law Group. The Singh Law Group is our family-owned law firm. My husband David and I met our second day of law school and have been practicing law for over 26 years. We represent people who have been injured from medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, and car accidents. If you or someone in your family has been injured and would like to speak to a lawyer, please call us for a free consultation at 813-840-1111 or go to flacrash.com. Let our family represent yours. Main office, St. Pete.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
Guess who's watching Rob Finnerty on Newsmax? President Trump is. He even says Finnerty's show is so terrific. Millions are joining President Trump to watch Finnerty every night at 8 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax. All this week, Rob looks at the media's war on President Trump. Rob gives you the facts about the National Guard in cities like New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. He tells you the real truth about the Jeffrey Epstein files, and he reveals the big media's agenda on Trump's health. You need to watch Rob Finnerty on Newsmax. Check out your local cable system. Newsmax is on all major systems. Or download the free Newsmax app. It costs you nothing, and you can watch in minutes. Finnerty is the fastest-growing primetime news show in America. Find out why even President Trump is tuning in. More than 40 million Americans go to Newsmax for news they can trust. Because we are real news for real people.
Ferg Sports Bar has officially been named the #1 sports bar in America. Come hang with Bud Light and The Bone to celebrate Friday, September 12th as John Senning broadcasts live at 1 p.m. and Drew Garabo joins the party at 3. We'll see you at the #1 sports bar in America. Ferg's, Friday, September 12th with Bud Light and 102.5 The Bone.
Involved in a car accident? We understand the pressure you're under. Call Farah and Farah. Tampa.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Now, back to Senning Show. With your host, John Senning.
we saw the plane veer to the left and fly directly into the South Tower.
Today, we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
Looking back, second building just exploded.
Oh, the memory of
it's a horrible, horrible tragedy.
the dance we shared beneath the stars above.
The building was so weakened,
For a moment,
it just collapsed.
all the world was alright. How could I have known?
Lots to remember and take away from September 11th.
And
I think it's obviously not even really close. It's the worst terrorist attack, the worst tragedy in America in our lifetimes. But the phenomenon of making remixed songs with sounds from 9/11 was an interesting thing that we did as a country.
I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the day.
We do not yet know how many people have been killed or injured.
Holding you.
The number will be high.
I remember I had to be like 13 years old, and we were on our way to the orthodontist. I took the day off of school. I was out of school for the day, and I remember like just as we're getting to the orthodontist, we were listening to the radio. Shout out Drew and Mike out of Detroit, Michigan, and like something's happening. You know what I mean? Like the plane is hit, and it's kind of you don't really know what's going on. And the most vivid memory I have is sitting. Because I remember I was there forever. I don't know what work they were doing. Maybe I was getting my braces put on even that day. And I remember the orthodontist, who overall was a dick. Like I had to go see him all the time, and he was just always a dick. And I remember him. I sit in the chair, and they're playing the coverage on the speaker up above. And I'm just a young kid, and I don't know what I said to him, but I was just like, "Oh, is this an attack?" And he like laughed it off, and he was just like, "Oh no, you don't know." There are so many bad things that happen in this country that you never hear about. I follow alternative news sources, and this is pretty much a non-story. By the time I was out of the orthodontist chair, it was all over. Like I think both buildings had collapsed. Like I remember I was like in the office, I had to go back in the chair, and it was all over. And I remember like by the time I was leaving, this guy's tone changing so much, and like he had tears in his eyes. And we left, and we had like an hour drive home. And I just remember literally feeling like watching the sky, feeling like a bomb could fall from the sky, or that a plane could fall out of the sky and hit us. In those moments right in there, it is truly like nothing we've ever experienced as a country when it comes to fear and just not knowing. And I kind of mentioned it at the beginning of the show, but I really, really, when I think of 9/11, I think of that day, and I think of how scary it was and how many people lost their lives. But I spend more time thinking about the day after 9/11, and I think without a shadow of a doubt, and it's not even close, it was the most united this country has been in the modern era or in the last 50 years. I just remember being able to tangibly feel, even as a teenager, that we all felt like we were in it together. We all felt connected as Americans. You went to the store, and it was like you wanted to be nicer to your fellow man. You wanted to help a neighbor. You know, the songs like that I just played were playing on every radio station in some variation, and people we just looked at each other and said, they came for us. They came for us. And no matter what you believed in politically or anything in between, on that day, on 9/12, and in the days afterwards, we were all Americans. And we relished that feeling. And I think, and this is a sad statement, I think it's done nothing but go away since that day. And you know, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that maybe that's peaking. If that was the peak on one end, on 9/12, we're starting to hit the peak of the opposite bad end as we speak. And you know, I don't know what you ever do to take us back to that day after 9/11, and I don't want it to be a tragedy, and I hope it's not. But I never thought I had the answer to anything ever, but now it seems harder to even think about what could unite us as a country. Like, I don't know. There isn't an answer. There isn't an answer, and it's weird to be talking about that kind of day at a moment like today. Where were you living on 9/11? I was here already. We were here for a few years already. I was in 8th grade when that happened, and I was in detention. I was in ISS. Oh man, I loved ISS. Yeah. Did you have a good ISS, or was it bad when you were in ISS? It was pretty cool. It was pretty chill. Whoever the ISS, I think it was one of the football coaches. Oh yeah. That wasn't like a teacher. Yeah, they were always just like chill. They were like, I spent a lot of time in ISS, and I cherish those moments. Did they bring in the TV? No, I remember them going over, because it's ISS. You don't have TVs and stuff in there, really. So I remember them coming over the announcements and saying what happened. I remember the teacher being, she was from New York. Oh, yeah. So she was already like, oh, my God, what's wrong with my family? I think she was calling people during the class and, like, checking up on people. And I remember, like clockwork, people getting signed out of ISS. Yeah. Until it was me and this other kid were just there. We're like, I guess we're not loved. And I still didn't even know what it was at the time. Like, I knew a tower got struck. I didn't know we were under a terrorist attack. I remember the guy who was in there with me. He was doing the opposite of what you were doing, where you were looking at the sky and worried. He would look at the sky and be like, oh, my God, that plane's coming. Like, he was one of those kids. You know? I'm like, oh, my God. So I remember the teacher leaving and to go out the class, because I think she was still checking on people. And the kid I was in ISS with, he was like, I'm just going to go roam the school. I was like, okay. And I was in there for like 20 minutes alone. I go, I'm going home, because I lived in walking distance. And I walked home, and my parents were watching the TV with my sister. And I'm like, why is Megan home? They're like, oh, we went and got her. I'm like, you went and got her? Oh, damn. That's that trauma that stays with you. Yeah, I'm like, I was just at school. Did they have a good reason on why they got you or got your sister out and not you? My mom said that, she goes, we were in the area of her school when it happened, so we just grabbed her. I go, and then why were you here? She goes, we just came back to the TV and we forgot about we forgot about Baby Diz. And I think whenever that happened, when I walked home in between, when people got signed out, the second one already hit. So my mom was explaining everything. And it is really, and that was an experience that I did not have, obviously, because I was out of school that day. But it's almost become kind of a meme where they talk about a certain generation and they go, oh, you wonder why our generation is the way that it is. You know, they wheeled in televisions and showed us one of the worst tragedies unfold in real time. And I don't know, that's a lot for no matter how old you are, even if you're high school age or if you're younger, to be at school and to be shown that, the nation is under attack and you don't know where your mom and dad are. You don't know what you're even really watching. But it is, I could only hope that the fact that what's going on right now in our country and what happened yesterday, landing so close to this anniversary, that maybe it will cause some people to think that way and to think about what they felt like the day after 9/11. I don't have tons of faith in that, but I think we all have to believe there's something better ahead. You know what I mean? It's hard not to kind of become a defeatist. And I was talking to our buddy Gordy before the show about just that, where, I think yesterday out loud and to myself and to whoever, I just repeatedly said, we're effed. Yeah. And it's hard, maybe even impossible to not feel that way. If you open up your social media or you turn on your TV, I don't know how you can walk away with any other belief than this is really bad. And we are broken. We are broken as a society. We are broken as a people and as a country currently. And I think so many people want it to be better. And, all we can do is hope that brighter days are ahead. And I don't know what brings them on. Yeah. Jokingly, someone said this during JP's show, and I'm like, well, he's not entirely wrong. Like, the only thing that could bring us together, everyone, is like a common enemy. So it's like those aliens were real and they pulled up the one with the missile. You're going to get to that in the joints? Yeah. I'm going to hit that in the joints. It's like that type of stuff. Yeah, that could unify us. Well, that's probably the only way. And that's been said before. And I mean, not to pivot to a crazy conspiracy theory while we're having a conversation about 9/11, but I think you're right. And that's been, when you talk about this crazy conspiracy theory that is Project Bluebeam, where the government maybe fakes an alien invasion to bring everybody together, to give everybody that common enemy. Now that probably comes with its own problems because then it's more about a one world government. And then it's not just Americans on the team. It's human beings on the team. And I know that that's wild to say, but I think maybe you're right. And it's funny, not funny, because I was thinking this morning, I was skimming through the news, and it's a minefield out there of terrible stories and things like that. And I was digging. I'm always looking for animal attacks, and I was just subconsciously thinking, like, why do you like these? Like I said it the other day, like, what is this? And I think deep down, to psychoanalyze myself, it's kind of that same thing where when there's an animal attack, it's like this being against humanity. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not human on human. It's not a girl gets stabbed on a subway. It's not a shooting at a gas station. It kind of does put up this line where animal versus human, to make a comparison to the alien idea. And I think maybe that's why I like them so much, because in a weird way, there's nothing necessarily divisive about it, and there's not a side to take necessarily. Yeah. So I think that's just a little shred of why I like those so much, because it kind of puts us on the same team of humans not wanting to be attacked by animals.
I tried to do the social media for a bit, not because I wanted to see what everyone was saying, but that's all it was. It was people like willing to throw away relationships they had with people their whole life because they're far left or they're far right. And I was like, I don't want any part of this.
Dude, it's I hid my phone. I literally hid it. I put it under the couch. I was lying on the floor, petting my dog, looking at social media, and I took my phone and I flipped it all the way under the couch, knowing that getting it out was not going to be easy, because it was just that bad. I
remember even late night, because I was looking through all this, I tweeted out something like, the craziest thing to come from the shooting is like, the comments of people online or blah, 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 something to that effect. And I looked at it and went, I'm going to delete this, because I feel like it just takes one person to go, no, the worst thing about this shooting is the man that got killed. Exactly. And then I'm the bad guy. So I'm like, I don't want part of that. So
and everybody's the bad guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like everybody thinks somebody's the bad guy. You can be the most well-intentioned human being and somehow still be the bad guy. And it's tough, and I touched on it a little bit in moments like this. And I was kind of like, we hit stories, we talk about stuff. We'll have a moment where maybe things get mildly political, but in my head, I was trying to think of an analogy of us kind of being forced into, and we're not being forced into it. We've if you've been listening to the show, we're not forced into it, but it's almost the equivalent of like going to the Jackass guys and saying, hey, you need to host the news tonight. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it's so vastly different from what we want to do and what we try to do on a daily basis that, it's undeniable, and we'll report on things here in John's Joints. But I don't ever want to be a part of the problem, and I just hope that everybody knows that. That's all I can really say. Do not go anywhere. When we come back, it's time to fire up John's Joints. I've been teasing it for days on end. We will give you the updates on the Charlie Kirk shooting. There are some things being reported right now that I'll give you the details on, but we haven't properly talked about the UFO that was shot by a missile and what the UFO did once it was struck by that missile. We'll do that and a bunch more coming up next in John's Joints.
Lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom.
We got plenty months of warm weather ahead, which hopefully means afternoons by the pool. Make sure yours is ready with Hawkins Service Co. They're ready to give you $250 off a pool heater or heat pump this September. I got a variable speed pool pump from Hawkins, a Pentair pool pump to be exact. It's saving me money. It's operating at a high level. It's where my pool is cleaner than it's ever been before. I got that AC safety check, which Hawkins is currently offering for $69. There was some tweaking that needed to be done, help pull some of the humidity out of the air. My house is keeping up all the time. I'm sleeping better. No matter what you got going on, whether it's HVAC, electrical, plumbing, or pool repair, Hawkins handles it all. Give them a call today, 813-445-8209. If you haven't used Hawkins before and you're not taking advantage of any of the other deals, let them know you heard about them from Senning Show. That's 10% off right there. You can always book online at hawkinsserviceco.com. Hawkins, one call, handles it all.
Where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time
Senning Show on 102.5 The Bone. The NFL lives on 102.5 The Bone.
This week, it's the first doubleheader of the season on The Bone. This Sunday at 1, it's the Giants versus the Cowboys. Then at 4, it's the Super Bowl rematch as the Eagles head to Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs.
Not just one team, but a bunch of them, all in one spot. It's NFL football right here on 102.5 The Bone. Real Raw Radio.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions.
Attention, anyone that owes money to the IRS. Every day, your unpaid tax debt gets bigger and bigger from daily interest. The longer you wait, the more you will end up paying. If you owe $10,000 or more, now is the time to settle your debt before the IRS takes aggressive action, like taking your wages or property. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, or other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Your tax debt gets bigger and bigger from daily interest. Call right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, or other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now.
Call 800-998-0633. 800-998-0633. That's 800-998-0633. Mike Calder for my friends at Lifeguard Imaging. One moment you're living your life. The next you're being told you have cancer. Or your heart just stops. There's no warning, no second chance. You worked hard, saved, planned for your future. Retirement should be your reward. But instead of traveling or relaxing, you find yourself fighting for your life. Here's the brutal truth. Heart disease and cancer remain the two leading killers for men and women. And most of the time, they strike without a single symptom. But there is hope. Lifeguard Imaging offers high-accuracy CT scans that can detect heart disease and hundreds of cancers long before symptoms ever appear. Before your doctor looks you in the eye and says, it's too late. Early detection gives you the power to act. The scan is quick, painless, and it could literally save your life. I had mine, and I have peace of mind. You can't put a price on it. Right now, all first-time consultations get a free heart scan valued at $599. Look, the scariest thing you could do is nothing at all, so don't wait until tomorrow. Tomorrow may not come. Visit Lifeguard Imaging today. Lifeguard Imaging, saving lives through early detection.
Insurance companies often play tough, offering you the bare minimum for your injuries. But why settle for less? With me, Mo DeWitt, your Tampa injury attorney, you pay nothing unless we win. Don't let the insurance companies push you around. Injured on the go, just call Mo.
If you've been hurt in an accident, Bernetti PA is here with a quick response. One call, and we're on it. It's fast, easy, and focused on you. Quick action, real results. Bernetti PA, we're ready. Offices Lakeland, Tampa, St. Pete.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through HIMS, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Paid for by Hims and Hers Health. Hims and Hers Weight Loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions at 4hers.com apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
Trying to lose weight? It's time to try Hers. At 4hers.com/radio, you can access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored to you. These include oral medication kits and compounded GLP-1 injections, the same active ingredient that's in Ozempic and Wegovy. Through Hers, pricing for oral medication kits starts at just $69 a month for a 10-month plan when paid in full upfront. No hidden fees, no membership fees. You shouldn't have to go out of your way to feel like yourself. Hers brings expert care straight to you with 100% online access to personalized treatments that put your goals first. Reach your weight loss goals with help from Hers. Get started at 4hers.com/radio to access affordable, doctor-trusted weight loss plans. That's 4hers.com/radio. FORHERS.com/radio.
This hour of Senning Show is brought to you by Hawkins Service Co. One call handles it all.
1025 The Bone. Real Raw Radio. WHPT, Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete. And 107.3 WXGL HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. And now, back to Senning Show. It's time for John's Choice with your host, John Senning.
To Senning Show. We're about to fire up John's Joints.
When all of this is said and done, you will be alone, 'cause I know this won't last forever. Here's a toast to your unknown, mother of us all. You
can watch the program on YouTube, 1025 The Bone. That little circle will be glowing with a live button. Click on it. You can get in the vroom, vroom, room. Join the madness of the nearly 300 people in there right now. I am John Senning. He is Dizzy. I had a rhyme this morning I was working on. I don't remember what it was. It was not afraid to take a stance and is the only man to pull off hey dudes with leather pants. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew Garabo.
Would you believe I changed my shoes before the concert? Did? Yeah, because you said that.
I felt so bad afterwards.
No, you please, I need the truth sometimes.
I didn't mean for it to be the truth.
No,
I could
okay.
tell it was received that way, and I didn't necessarily mean for it to be that way.
Dude, sometimes bros need to hear from bros that their clothes look ridiculous, and I appreciate you calling me out.
It wasn't that it was ridiculous at all. It's that it was all black and the shoes were red, so it was a statement piece. That was what caught my eye, less about it not being a thing.
Well, I'm happy to say that I had a pair of black shoes in my car, and I changed to those and suffered all night because I didn't want to look horrible.
Dude, so that was and I know you're going to talk about it a lot at 4 o'clock. Drew Garabo Live comes up then. In the round deal, right? So they were in the middle.
It was very interesting. They started on that.
9 Inch Nails, that is.
Yeah. They started on that stage in the middle with just Trent Reznor and a piano doing a haunting version of one of his songs. And then they did 3 songs that walked through the crowd, went on the main stage, cool. 6 songs, back to the other one. It was great.
I love that. There's I've seen a couple people do that. Zach Bryan does that too, where he has a secondary stage where there'll be like a second half of this. Because if you're how cool that you, for a minute, or at least for a couple songs, and that at an arena, everybody's got a pretty decent seat, but now you're front row. Now the performance is right in front of you, and that's a really cool thing. It looked very visually captivating.
I've never seen a show that's been lit like that. I mean lit like the kids mean lit.
It was lit. It was lit.
No. The lighting was exceptional.
Yeah, and it was lit.
And the sound in the place was just crisp and booming. And man, Trent Reznor to be 60 years old and look like that. What a god.
I heard you say that. And at 60 years, I mean, I guess, that does make sense, but he does not strike me as a 60-year-old man.
Plus, a couple of those years, he was addicted to coke and almost died of an accidental heroin overdose.
Oh, man, the heroin. The heroin will get you.
He thought thought he was snorting coke. He
that old
Uma
gag.
Thurman style, like did a couple of rails, found out they were heroin. They had to take him to a hospital.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm so glad he's still with us. But yeah, again, one of the best shows I've ever seen. I know I'm a prisoner at the moment.
Shout out to Katie Pedretti and everybody over at the Baycare Sound. If you don't know, you should know that it has quickly become the premier venue in Tampa Bay. I mean, they just did a beautiful job building this amphitheater right on the water in downtown Clearwater. And what was the number that they were celebrating?
100th show.
100th show. And she stopped by and gave us a goodie bag and also some tickets to that Charlie Crockett, Leon Bridges show on Monday night, which I have been, for some reason, going down a big Charlie Crockett rabbit hole. He's really, really cool. He's a throwback, just legitimate. You could call him country, but a lot of blues influence. He's really, really good. And I had been thinking about it, and the fact that she puts those tickets in the bag, I think I'm going to check it out.
Me too. And I like the country that is a throwback to the blues rootsy stuff instead of that new with almost a hip hop beat and an auto tune.
Yeah, there's something too old becoming new again. He's kind of look is almost Hank Williams senior vibe to him, and he's got Leon Bridges with him, who is just as soulful as can be. So that's going to be a hell of a show. And thank you to Katie Pedretti, and shout out to the Baycare Sound. Hell of a spot.
If you haven't been, get yourself tickets to any of their upcoming shows. The views are incredible of the Causeway. The sound itself is magnificent, and Weird Al coming at the end of the month.
Yeah, and if you can get into the View, that VIP area is so Katie helped a lot, and I got my parents tickets to go see Chicago. When I saw Chicago with my dad years ago with Brian Wilson, he was like, that was one of the best shows I've ever seen. So got him tickets to that, and they were blown away. They were up on the View. They had the perfect spot, and now he says that is the best concert he's ever seen. It is a great space, so definitely go check it out.
A lot of fans work there. The Sarge, Chelsea, a lot of people behind the scenes work real hard there, and thank you guys so much. And like you said, you can't find a better venue.
No, it's so cool. And, I mean, honestly, in Florida, all of our venues should be by the waterside.
Yes.
You should be able to soak up a beautiful sunset right before your favorite band takes
Diz, you gone there?
No, not since it changed to the Sound.
Oh,
so like back, because they used to do concerts back in the day at Coachman, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was there.
Yeah, I believe so, right?
Wait, what did you say?
Next big thing.
No, or backyard barbecue, or
Last Damn Show, Wild Splash. Those type of shows.
I'm almost positive the first couple of Next Big Things were at
Really?
Coachman Park.
Yeah.
I want to say there's an old story of MGK. Did MGK do a Wild Splash
Yes.
and was a madman, or was there trouble involved or something?
I don't know about trouble, but he did do a Wild Splash. And at one of the Next Big Things at Coachman Park, Justin Furstenfeld from Blue October had to cancel the rest of his tour because he thought it'd be fun to run the bases. There's a baseball diamond there. Sliding into home base, blew his knee out. They had to friggin' cancel the tour, and he got back on drugs.
Damn, that makes me feel a little bit better about my kickball incident.
You should.
If it could happen to a rock star, it could happen to anyone.
You are a rock star.
Dude, I've been saying, has anybody seen the video of Bad Bunny? Have you seen the video of Bad Bunny?
What Bad Bunny do?
Dude, Bad Bunny was dancing on stage, and I haven't heard a follow-up on if he blew out his ACL or something, but he's doing the most mild kind of shimmy shake dance, and it looks like he just catches it wrong, and it is the look of an ACL, like the knee goes sideways, and he has to limp his way off of stage. I didn't hear an update on it though. I saw the video, people were talking about it, but if it can happen to Bad Bunny and it can happen to others, it can happen to me.
Did you see who's the A-lister who's a huge Bad Bunny fan who's been vibing out at his concerts?
No.
John Hamm.
Oh, really?
Dude, Google John Hamm Bad Bunny, and you will see John Hamm dressed in a romper, just vibing out at a Bad Bunny show.
I also know Bad Bunny is all over the news right now because he came out and said he's not coming to America because of the ICE raids.
So that is true. Bad Bunny did say that?
Bad Bunny.
Yeah. It was one of the top stories on NBC News before I clicked on this.
I seen it.
Yeah, so which is interesting. I guess it's more of a political thing than a I think my people are going to be deported thing, right?
Well, it could be both.
It could be a little bit of both. Today,
checking your tickets and hauling you into a van, right this way, sir, VIP.
Today's joints brought to you by Reese Windows. Protect your home with factory direct impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get your phone out right now because it is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129, and you could win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. All you got to do is text TRUST to 20129, and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
Hell yeah. By the way, shout out to Ben from Teasa.
I know,
he was
in the building. I think he's going to stop by and see us tomorrow as well. They're going to be in the area.
Oh, Barreline will be there.
Yeah, exactly. And they got a new third member. Her sister just moved here as well. So well, not like third member like that.
Oh no, a thruple they call that.
In the crew is all that I
thrupling. There's a lot of Ben Ruda to go around.
Yeah, the sister thruple, I don't know if it's it's possible, but it's.
Would it be better or worse? Because, like, with the sister, you can trust her, and, like, some days you just don't feel like banging.
That is a good point, and it leads me to immediately think of Diz's insanely passionate take about the step-sibling thing. So you're so grossed out by step-siblings becoming a couple. What if, and not that, I don't know if this situation's even in reality, create a fake one. Super hot chick, you get to know her a little bit. She's like, hey, I want to do a threesome, and it's going to be with my sister. Because we secretly love to les out with each other, and I'd love for you to watch.
Blood sister?
Blood sister. And love for you to, tag us both while we're doing stuff with each other.
Yeah, it's not my sister.
Okay, so
why wouldn't I be into that?
But no, you were
the two sisters are going to les out with each other.
Yeah, it's not my sister.
Okay, so
I don't care.
Okay, so in this situation, because back then you seem kind of skeeved out by the whole idea of step siblings, but you would watch two blood siblings make love to each other with you simultaneously.
Yes, two sisters, not a brother and a sister.
Right.
I go
warped sense of morality.
This is too far.
I was gonna say I love checking in on the moral compass of Diz. Because
thank you.
It is confusing at times, but the man believes in what he believes in.
Exactly. Tabasco.
Yeah.
Sriracha. Same thing. Moving on.
Same as Coke and Diet Coke. Just a couple comments and updates on the Charlie Kirk situation. A manhunt for the shooter is ongoing. The FBI and the Utah Public Safety Department both said the shooting was a targeted attack. The FBI today asked the public for help in identifying a person of interest in the shooting and released photos. It is offering a reward up to $100,000 for information leading to the identification and arrest of the individuals involved. Authorities today said they recovered the firearm used in the shooting in a wooded area, which they described as a high-powered bolt-action rifle. A footprint was also recovered. The vice president and second lady are en route to Salt Lake City today to pay respects to Kirk's family. His family, friends, and the Vances will then fly with Charlie in his casket to Phoenix on Air Force Two. That is the plan for the day. I see the picture. I don't know what to think about it. It's a guy. He's a guy. I mean, that's really all there is to it. He's a guy with a hat on and glasses and a long sleeve shirt, and that's the picture that is out there right now.
I'm no firearms expert, but when I saw it was a 30-06, I've always heard that's like an elephant gun, like the type of gun that you go shoot an elephant with. I don't know what type of dexterity it takes to hit a 200-yard shot with a 30-06. That seems to me to be nearly impossible.
Well, that was the crazy update that came out. Here's it from a couple hours ago. ATF saying that this guy isn't necessarily an expert marksman. And the conversation, up until the last couple hours was this must be a professional hit, which I think takes it down a whole other avenue of thought processes. And, we're still, no matter what happens, somebody's going to have a theory everywhere all the time. And I was right along that line where this guy must have planned this forever, had serious backing. Many people believing that the guy that they arrested in the moment was some part of a, not a cover up. What's the word?
Diversion.
Diversion. Yeah. Diversion of some sort. And I don't even know how official this is, but it is being talked about. The airport near the school where at least one jet took off within about 30 minutes of it happening, and they're not seemingly able to really track where it went for its entire journey. People talking about things like that. Everybody's just got to read everything they can and make their own, assumptions, and you shouldn't even really do that, beliefs on what they think happened. But ultimately, until somebody's arrested, we don't know anything.
Yeah, and I don't put much faith in when they say sources say that there was a cartridge that said this, and sources, until it's confirmed, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, one of the elements of it, and this will be kind of the last thing unless there's breaking news during the segment about it, and I am 150% on board with this, and I think that it is truly, at this point, the underrated element of what happened yesterday, because Representative Anna Paulina Luna has called on Elon Musk and other leaders of tech companies to remove the videos of Charlie Kirk being assassinated. And I agree. I so deeply agree. You're not going to be able to put the toothpaste back in the tube, but that video, I think, is a part of this story when it comes to humanity and society that maybe isn't being talked about enough, because I think that sticks with you in a way that we don't even really know. I don't know how many young people under a certain age, I've always kind of pointed out the ease in which videos of death are shown on the internet, and what does that mean for our society. But when you have something this big where it is pushed and it is everywhere and you can't really avoid it, it traumatizes people. It is absolutely, I think everybody can react differently, but if you watched that video, you have some sort of trauma. I mean, maybe some people are better equipped to deal with it and they can just move on, and I think a lot of us probably will, but the video is absolutely insane, and it's desensitizing humanity.
And as adults, we can kind of process it better, but these teenagers, I was talking to one of our coworkers, he said his 17-year-old son was sent the video, no comment, no nothing. Here's the video. Think how many 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 17-year-olds are just getting that, sharing it, and the lasting effects of that.
And just last night I just was in my own thoughts and just feeling really weird about everything. And I think on the heels, we were having the conversation yesterday about the girl on the train and the video before we even really knew how bad the story with Charlie Kirk was. And I just think about, in a moment where everything is rapid fire on the internet, in this moment, in the span of 2 or 3 days, the millions and millions, if not billions of people that saw an innocent woman stabbed to death on a train, and then less than 24 hours saw a man shot in the neck and die, like that doesn't come without consequences. And I don't know that we're desensitized overnight, but it means something. It has to mean something. And it's not good. And it is just it's tough to think about what that does overall, and what does it do when these videos happen. And by the time you're however old, you've seen 30 videos of people being murdered. Like that doesn't come without consequences. And is it that the media companies want people to see that, or do people want to see it so badly that good news, and I was trying to work through my thoughts on the air yesterday, good news never gets pushed to the front of your algorithm. You never see kitten rescued after 11 years, guy does something selfless. It's always blood, death. Well, my algorithm does have a lot of animals, strange animals becoming best friends. I get pegging on mine. We all get what we get. But you're, and I don't know. And that's the other. And this is tiptoeing in the realm of conspiracy theories a little bit. But it's, when you think of what happened and who was killed, you could absolutely go, somebody who vehemently disagreed with him or whatever is behind this. But when you think of what really happened after it, is that what the person wanted just as much as him being dead? And we've got lots of people, and I'm not saying it's a government of another country or anything like that at this point. I'm just saying anybody who has a smidge of common sense knew that this would divide people in a way that we haven't been even in a minute. And you have to wonder, was that as much of the goal as it was to kill him? And that's why I was so vehement in saying that don't automatically assume this is some left-wing idealist, because if someone wants to sow the seeds of discontent in our country more than they already are, do something like this. And the reaction was so predictable, yet so unfortunate. And it really was. And it's crazy. It really, truly, and I don't know how anybody can be shocked at anything ever. But I was telling you before the show, my Facebook is I say it's a cesspool only because I don't know who my friends are. Right. Like I just went through a long period of time where I accepted everybody. Yeah, we know. We know. Well, I know. I don't care. I just accepted everybody, and not thinking, I wouldn't have, if you told me to guess what are the political leanings of the people that decided to follow you, I would say maybe on the right, maybe more right leaning, and I see a lot of that stuff. Could not believe when I got on my Facebook what I saw last night. In just post after post after post. It's not an isolated event. It's not a one thing. It's not a one person over there. It's tons of people. I don't know that it's half of the country, but half of the country almost is having an unbelievably toxic, insane, ruthless response to this. And it's, I don't know how you put that toothpaste back in the tube.
You don't. I unfriended several people on all sides. Like the people who are spiking the football over the death and the people who are like, well, it's time to go after all those lib TARDS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I got no time for that stuff. I'm just trying to live.
That's all we can do.
Yeah. The amount of people that are complaining on both sides is insane. The thing that gets me a lot is some of the people that I know that were complaining about the people that are like, oh my God, everyone's holding this guy up so high like he was, the most important guy ever. I go, well, hold on. I was like, we did the same thing when George Floyd died because death is bad.
Yeah.
No one should innocently get killed and murdered, and we shouldn't celebrate that. So how are you going to get mad at one side when they're upset that someone was murdered, unjustly?
Yeah. And to springboard off of that, what would the reaction have been if one of those yapping yentas on The View had been gunned down live on television? Would we be looking at the same thing? Would there be people on the right celebrating? Absolutely there would.
Yeah.
Don't be a hypocrite about it. If someone dies, like you said, unexpectedly, tragically at the end of a gun, that is something we should mourn no matter who they were and what they did, unless they were child molesters.
All right. If we get any more breaking news on this story, which is undeniably the biggest story in the country right now, we will let you know. But I have been teasing this story for a couple days, and who knows? Maybe it's maybe this is all a diversion. Do we know that the man who was on the roof was not some sort of alien being, and it was all just to get us off the case for the fact that the aliens are coming? Because this video is wild, and I've been sitting on it for a couple days. A mystery aircraft off the coast of Yemen surviving a missile strike from a U.S. drone. I have some audio from ABC News that gives a little better detail on what happened here.
The mystery in the sky, the newly released video tonight. Take a look at this. This is a U.S. Reaper drone shooting a Hellfire missile at this glowing object. But then the object appears to speed away undamaged. Where this happened and what we now know about this, Gio Benitez with the testimony on Capitol Hill tonight.
Tonight, new never-before-seen video off the coast of Yemen showing a U.S. MQ-9 Reaper drone tracking a glowing orb as it flies over the water. Now watch closely as a different U.S. drone drops a Hellfire missile on that fast-moving orb. The missile appearing to bounce off the object, doing very little damage. The orb then zipping away unfazed. The video from October 2024 shown during a congressional hearing today on unexplained anomalous phenomena. That's the official name for UFOs.
Do you solemnly swear?
Several service members giving their own eyewitness accounts and reacting to that new video.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes. Yes. And David, there are big questions tonight. Why was the missile fired? Did that object pose any risk? Or is there any other explanation out there? David?
Dude, just so insane. And so I watched a bit of the coverage, and she's getting 2 mentions in the first however many minutes. Anna Paulina Luna, she's one of the ones behind this uncovering of UFOs and wanting to bring it all to the limelight. And she goes through the same line, same guys, and says, can you tell me anything that you've ever known of within our own capabilities or any capabilities ever that would be able to deflect a Hellfire missile? And of course, every single one of them says absolutely, absolutely not. And this, to me, when we're talking about maybe this is another country, maybe this is somebody who has advanced technology that we can't even wrap our heads around, to me, this video puts that to rest, because I don't know how you could develop something that would bounce off a missile and then keep on moving. Like where would you even begin to think about the scientific design of a craft that could take that kind of hit and keep on chugging along?
Yeah, and something that the reporter said in that really rings true to me, which is, who gave the authority to fire a Hellcat missile at it, not knowing what it was? Like, we think this thing's from Mars. Let's blast it.
And that's that's very interesting when you say it that way, because I'd love to put together the dots on when that was fired. They said 2024, and then the earliest spotting of the Atlas mothership that they say maybe headed towards Earth. What if we were able to track it back to moments, and I know this is just insane, moments or days after that was kind of the first time this thing was spotted? Because up until this point, we've been observing, trying to figure it out, maybe following it a little bit. But as far as I know, that we've heard, this would be the first missile fired at, let's say, an alien craft. And they thought, okay, we've been playing nice. You drew first blood, so now we're bringing our Atlas craft to the world.
And let's take it a step further. Now I'm going to cloak an alien as a sniper and have him fire a 30-06 at a conservative firebrand commentator.
Get them all fighting. Get them all looking at each other.
Yep.
And again, obviously, we're
spitballing.
45% joking here. But we live in a time where nothing is impossible.
I know.
Nothing. You talk about the desensitization. I don't even know that aliens are shocking now. We've just come so far to where the news is another horror story every day. That's a crazy thing to say, but who the hell really knows? In a world where we know nothing, nobody can tell you what's what.
The way that missile bounced off of that thing is the same way as like I play with the girls. I'll go like think fast and throw a ball.
Oh, yeah.
If they throw a ball, I'm not looking. It just bounces off and it's like nothing to me.
Yeah.
That's all it looked like a rubber band hitting a human.
You got to step your reflexes up, homie.
Yeah,
it really
they're good.
And it's just again from just thinking, and I don't know all of the different materials and what you could use to create an impenetrable ship. Like it just seems like getting struck by a missile and being able to bounce it off feels otherworldly.
Oh, yeah.
At the very least, it feels otherworldly.
A Hellfire missile at that.
Dude, why?
This ain't no pussy-ass missile.
Exactly. How about a good old-fashioned weird story to cleanse a little bit of a palate? A sick ex-nursing home janitor massaged and pressed... I said this like this was a good thing.
I was just already, I don't like what I'm hearing.
When this is the good news of the day, when this is...
Raped an 86-year-old woman.
When this is what is the glimmer of light in our life...
We're back, baby!
You know we're in a rough place.
I'm so happy I was getting some companionship.
Maybe I framed it a little bit. But that being said, it's not as bad as maybe you think. A sick ex-nursing home janitor massaged and pressed his genitals against the feet of a 69-year-old resident and could now spend the rest of his life behind bars. A jury of Louisianians found Bobby Mendel Bester of Slidell guilty of sexual assault for his sickening actions. Bester, who's 47, entered the room of an unidentified victim who was lying down in her bed when the creep was there to perform janitorial duties, made a comment about one of her socks having fallen off of her feet. The perv then closed the door shut, put down the blinds, and began massaging the woman's feet with lotion while asking if she was ticklish. He tickled her feet and then pressed them against his genitals during the unwanted foot groping, according to the prosecutors. When steps were heard outside the door during the nauseating massage, Bester would stop and wait for the coast to be clear before continuing his twisted tootsie touching.
May I make a request?
Please.
Do you have any Zydeco music over there?
Oh, yeah. Let me hit you with something. Hold on.
Bobby, what's this guy's name? Bobby what? Bobby Lee Radell?
Yeah,
Bobby
he is from Louisiana.
Slidell, Louisiana.
And I always feel like we need the perfect Zydeco song.
We do.
Because it's got a build. This was... No, not good enough.
Not party enough.
I
need a little laissez le bon temps
Hold on,
brûlé.
this is, hold on, let me find his name real quick. This isn't it either.
I'm looking for a stallion.
Oh, this is him. This is the guy. This is Bobby Bester is the bad guy's name. Hold on. That was like almost a rap Zydeco. All right, this one's going to be the one.
This is. I don't know, Bobby, occasion janitor. I can look like we got a little mess over there in room 69. That old Beulah, I'm just going to wipe up this mess and create another stain on the floor with my cayenne pepper ejaculation, little sensation. Let me rub them feet a little bit. Ooh, let me make love to them toes and put a little mushroom stamp on the bottom of your plantar fasciitis. Yeah!
Oh, by the way, Cajun,
I'm the janitor. I'm the Cajun janitor,
the
boy.
Cajun janitor. Sorry, I was gonna. I didn't want to.
Laissez les bons temps brûlés.
I didn't want to dead name you.
Yeah.
Check this out. I meant to show them to you earlier, Cajun janitor.
Yeah.
Dude, these are my new plantar fasciitis shoes.
Oh, let me see them. Them plantar fasciitis. Oh, they take care of that sole with no problem whatsoever. They give you the plantar room, a little toe room for you, a little good special massage. Get on the pinky toe, little pinky toenail. That thing don't even matter.
I didn't even know you were a foot guy. All these years I've gotten to know you, Cajun mechanic janitor man. I didn't know that you were a foot guy.
Well, one time I was tuning up the carburetor on a Renault car circa 1973, and a young lady stepped out with a little platform shoe, little high heel action, little legs, pantyhose coming them little eggs, and I said to myself, boy, my boo damn balls got a sensation like I never felt before. Yay!
Dude, what a treat. What an absolute treat. good to hear from you, buddy.
Nice to be here. Les éléments en brûlé, go Tigers.
Do not go anywhere. We've got more joints to fire up. Dude, I love, a lot of times these stories are somebody put up a sign in somebody's front yard or bought a billboard to kind of shame a cheating ex. This is not that, but it might be the best way to get under the skin of a cheater as they move out of your home. I'll give you the details on that. And one of our beloved pop stars. There are people in this world that just live like this, may be living in a house that is covered in dog poop. I'll tell you who it is next as we hit some more John's Joints.
You're listening to Senning Show on 102.5 The Bone. Stream Real Raw Radio live. Anytime on the free 102.5 The Bone app. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
So there's one lane of traffic you can pull through. Veterans Expressway southbound at Gunn Highway. Earlier, serious wreck has blocked the other lanes and also the express lane. Not ideal, but the crew on the scene will help you out and traffic is moving. But because the wreck happened over an hour ago, we've got ripple effect back up north of a half hour, still beyond Ehrlich Road. Aside from that, just minor to moderate delays on your other routes. In Pinellas, a crash southbound 66th Street at 13th Avenue, back beyond 18th Avenue presently. This is Eric with traffic.
Save time and money with mobile service at Jerry Ohm Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. They come to you and perform on-site simple repairs or routine maintenance. Schedule mobile service with Jerry Ohm today. Online at jerryohm.com. Tampa is Ohm country. See dealer for complete details.
If you ever find yourself inside the emergency room, surrounded by these sounds, by these voices, by these machines, may you find our team of expert emergency caregivers at your side.
You're gonna be okay. Just grab my hand.
This is the power of the human spirit. Advent Health ER, 24/7 access to convenient emergency care. Go to the erexperts.com for locations near you. Advent Health. Feel whole.
There are a lot of things that I would go to a big home improvement store to buy, but windows is definitely not one of them. High impact, energy efficient windows should be bought from someone who specializes in windows. WeatherTight Mike started WeatherTight Windows so he could focus exclusively on selling the best windows and doors in Tampa Bay, and that's what he does. So don't hesitate to call WeatherTight if you're looking for replacement windows or doors.
WeatherTightWindows.com. WeatherTight Windows. Football season is here, and Hooters is your game day HQ. Catch all the action with ice-cold $6 Big Daddy Buzz, $6.50 Mick Ultras, and $5 Neutrals all day, every day. Or grab a wings to go at originalhooters.com to find a location near you.
Hey, it's Galvin. Low T, start for free. For a limited time, get prescription testosterone therapy with no startup fee only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Hey, just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. Prescription testosterone restores your get up and go, and you'll feel like you're 20 again. Get more muscle with less effort in the gym and lose that dad bod for good. You'll also think better, sleep better, and your love life will be better. Look, don't be fooled. Nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. So don't waste your money on herbal supplements you see on social media or TV. Start enjoying life with the T levels you had in your 20s with prescription testosterone. It's a game changer. So don't wait. If you've got low T, why not get started for free? Book your video appointment today and start for free only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or dial pound 250 on your phone. Keyword Red Mountain. Red Mountain Weight Loss. Real testosterone, real doctors, real results.
Hey folks, it's Bruce Woodburn here, the Lone Arranger. I've helped over 10,000 families become homeowners. And I'll tell you something, right now, it's a buyer's market. Sellers are offering closing cost credits. They're making repairs, and there's plenty of room to negotiate. That wasn't the case a year ago. Waiting for rates to drop? That's like waiting for gas to hit $1.25. Sure, it might happen, but how long are you going to sit on empty? Meanwhile, home prices just keep climbing. Marry the house, date hike the rate. You can always refinance later when the timing is right. And don't forget, I've got programs with zero down payment, low down payment options. And if you work with one of my vetted real estate agents, you could get up to 25% of their commission back in your pocket for closing costs. Folks, I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to help you win. Call 813-213-4009. That's 813-213-4009. Or go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
Now that we're getting older, we've been putting more thought into maintaining our health.
We knew the water we drink every day could be filled with contaminants, so
we called Leaf Home Water Solutions.
They came to our home and did a free water test and gave us the analysis right away.
We were shocked at what we saw.
They found heavy metals like iron and copper.
Our own tap water was putting our health at risk, but Leaf Home Water Solutions made it easy to get safer water from every tap and hose. A whole home solution.
They have more than 250 product combinations and designed a system that fits our needs and budget. The installation took less than a day.
With Leaf Home Water Solutions, our water is safer and healthier. When we drink, when we cook, when we shower, even when we garden.
We feel better about our health.
Thanks to Leaf Home Water Solutions.
Schedule your free home water test today at leafhome.com/free and save 15% on all home water treatment systems. That's leafhome.com/free for your free home water test and 15% off. leafhome.com/free.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Get to the Hooters in Brandon Friday, September 19th for a 102.5 Liquid Lunch with Mike Calta starting at 11 a.m. Win custom Hooters and Bucks 50th season hats, Bud Light drafts, and a Yeti cooler. Win passes to the Mike Calta tailgate that Sunday, and we're giving away tickets to the home opener. Details at theboneonline.com.
We put in time, energy, and resources because your case is worth it. Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Climate Design Home Services. They really know their stuff. Climate Design has installed Trane heating and cooling systems for over 50 years. So put their experience to work for you. Visit climatedesign.com.
Now, a weather update from the Sun Toyota Weather Center.
Toyota.com. I'm Fox 13 Chief Meteorologist Paul Delgado. Partly cloudy skies overnight tonight, mild. We'll see lows in the mid-70s. Rain chance is pretty small. In fact, almost zero heading into the weekend. It will be a touch less humid, but I mean, not really all that much. Daytime highs right around 90, and nighttime lows will stay in the mid-70s.
Now, back to Real Raw Radio. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine, Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
And now, back to Senning Show. With your host, John Senning.
Welcome back to Senning Show.
Tough times with the soft top down, baby. Let's not make this harder. Sit back.
I'm John Senning, here with the boys, Dizzy and Drew Garabo. Drew Garabo live coming up in about 20 minutes. Your next chance at $1,000 with the Bone bonus comes at 5 o'clock. So make sure you're keeping it locked in all afternoon long.
Hey, John.
Hey, Drew.
When you guys were talking about the punch out and we had a proxy get in the ring.
Was that right?
I don't know. Man, the punch out for some reason feels like it was 50 years ago.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure we had a guy, and it was MC Guy.
I feel like you're right. Versus whom?
Versus a guy who has called the show before. I'm surprised Diz doesn't remember him. Were you even doing stuff with Roger and JP during that era?
Very, very small amount of like phone screening.
Because
I was like 1 of 5.
Remember, there's a photo of this guy who has a goiter of a shiner on his face. Pretty horrific, honestly. And then I also remember Guy was like struggling to breathe. He was in very, very rough shape. I remember we were with him after the fight. I don't know that he got in an ambulance, but I kind of remember that he did. And because I remember we walked to the ring with him. I remember we definitely walked down to the ring with him. And Roger and JP must have been there, right?
They were.
Yeah. So I think that's what it was. MC Guy versus the other guy who, and I think Guy won.
I think he did too, and I believe Jared, Ride or Die TB, said that the guy's name was Dave. He remembers everything.
He does. He's got a steel trap of a mind. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. Who would have thought MC Guy at one point willing to fight for our honor, and now hates us all? I guess
we haven't heard from him in a hot minute.
It's been a minute.
He's damaged.
You're out there.
He was Mosh Gelton before Mosh Gelton was Mosh Gelton.
I don't know. Mosh might have been the original Mosh. I think they were blooming at the same time.
Why'd you blackball him?
I just saw this story, and it's the most. He did that to himself. It's the most, really the most annoying story in the history of Tampa Bay. But I like thinking about what reality could come to be. Did you see now with the sale of the Rays being made official? They're talking about a new location that would be across from Raymond James on the HCC campus right there off of Dale Mabry.
Terrible.
I hate that. I'm just going to say it straight up. I have a dream.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't.
Wow, you didn't take it there.
I didn't mean for it to come off like that. I have a dream that one day that where the Bucks play would be in a cooler location. Like that area, God love it. It's been there forever, but with all of the beauty that Tampa has, to have it in an area where parking is a struggle, you got it butted right up to a neighborhood. My brain always goes, what if the Bucks one day could be downtown somewhere? I don't know where the hell they would be factually or even possibly, but some other area would be great. Now you're talking about bringing the Rays to that block. That would mean everybody will probably be there forever.
This is an insane idea, but it just popped in my head because of what you said. What if we were the first NFL franchise to build a stadium on an island? And you had to take a ferry over there to go. You park it in offsite. You take a ferry over. They got the stadium on. How beautiful would that be? It
would be whatever we have to do something like that. I would imagine the infrastructure would be expensive and impossible, but it's just our beauty is so tied into who we are as an area that I feel like that's why when they were throwing around those crazy ideas of the Rays possibly moving down to Al Lang Stadium, like that to me is another great idea where imagine they're hitting home runs into the bay and you got people out in the kayaks like you see in San Francisco. And there's also a tie into the conversation about the Baycare Sound where you just think of possibilities for venues, and it seems really more so in the music space, but that beauty and tying into location is becoming so big. You know, there's Red Rocks and there's even more venues now that kind of tie into the natural beauty surrounding it. So, you know, no disrespect to the beautiful area that is Dale Mabry. It just feels like there would, and I know that there are probably people that cringe when they hear that. Business owners, I'm sure, you know, the 2001 crew and everybody, that is very big for them for that to be there.
Sure.
And everybody on that corridor. But if the Rays were to hunker down there too, then that's probably the spot forever.
I agree. I cannot wait personally for the first games at Beer Can Island Arena.
Yeah, dude, that's absolutely perfect.
Dude, what about Derby Lane? Remember we were talking to those guys? It's right near the water.
I mean, I don't know what kind of work you'd have to do, but that location may be more beautiful than it seems because the other side of that, all those mangroves, there's water right there. So I hate the idea of taking out the mangroves, and it may ultimately lead to bigger issues, but that could be on the water. You could be sort of kind of on the water, but I think there's flooding issues over there too, and I don't know. But just all of the areas that would be possible in the Tampa Bay Metro to land on the HCC parking lot just feels some sort of way.
And again, I love my boys at 2001, at Botha, the new Concept Riveters, but that is a very ugly part of Tampa Bay.
It is. And it's, I also saw tying into this, and I don't know if this is connected to the Rays or if it's a separate entity. But they were trying to bring a team to Orlando, the Dreamers and all of that. And now they're saying that is pretty much going to be shut down because John Morgan has dropped out of giving any of his money. So I don't know if that had connections to what could happen with the Rays, but if you were hoping for baseball in Orlando, that dream got a little further away today as well.
I don't know that Orlando would support baseball any better than Tampa Bay would.
No. And I mean, maybe you would hope on some sort of tourist tie-in, and maybe, but I feel the same way. Maybe even worse in a way.
They did the spring training for the Braves at the Disney Wide World of Sports facility, which those are fun games. Yeah, it was a blast.
I mean, that's a fun thing. Yeah, put it at Disney. Why not? But you have to buy a ticket to Disney. a ticket to the game will cost you and your family $3,000.
$80 to park.
Bring it on down. There are people in this world, and there may be some listening. I don't think it automatically makes you a bad person, but I've met people in this life who they are not totally turned off by the fact that their dog poops in their house. Like there are people out there who finding dog poop in their house wouldn't be the strangest thing on planet Earth. Not for me. Couldn't imagine doing it. But I would imagine if you are ridiculously rich and one of the biggest pop stars of our life, that would not be you. But Britney Spears is now hitting back at critics who called her out for leaving dog poop all over the floors of her mansion. Shame on those who judged my home in my pajamas, she said. In typical Britney Spears form, she then diverted her message to an unrelated topic, commenting on a photo of Justin Bieber and his son. But just it's so gross. Like she's doing her crazy thing that she does, and there's just dog poop all over the floor. Like you could hire 3 people. You could hire somebody to be underneath your dog's butt when they poop to make sure that it never even hits the ground.
I don't want that job.
And it's just, Britney, unfree Britney movement is definitely something that should be talked about. And this only gives credence to that.
Please tell me that you saw the video of her on the bad date in the bathroom at the sushi place.
No.
So she's wearing this little skimpy
recently?
dress. Oh, last week.
She was on a date.
Yeah, she went to a date. The date sucked. So she goes to the bathroom and puts on music and starts twerking up against the wall. And she's doing this big routine. Imagine you're in LA and you're in a sushi restaurant and you're a girl and you got to pee and you go in there and there's cracked out Britney twerking with no clothes on in the bathroom.
I'm about to quit here and start a reality show where I'm producer for her. Because why hasn't anyone yet? That's money.
It would be probably people scared that they're going to do that and then she's going to die. I mean, honestly, I hate to
got
say
my
that.
season finale. Thank you.
It is another the bigger element, and I know it's funny to joke unfree Britney, but what a lesson in the internet where people didn't really know anything about anything. And her dad might have not been great and he may have not been doing right by her finances, but this is an unwell person. This is a person who probably needs a little bit of guidance, whether it's a full conservatorship or not. The Free Britney movement was lacking basic facts. And I think it was able to be pushed through by an internet movement in so many ways that was wrong. And if I don't know if something happens, you say blame the internet, but you could probably blame the internet a little bit.
Do you feel like Wendy Williams people are like, well, we're never letting her get free from us. Yeah. We don't want that.
You see what the other side is. As a sucker for animal-related content, when we talked years ago about the hog bomb, we were led to believe that wild pigs would be busting down your front door and killing your family. Well, it hasn't come that far yet, but this story here out of the state of Florida is about as close as we've seen. A Florida deputy never knows when he or she might need a lasso because an unwelcome visitor came crashing through a Southwest Florida glass door on Friday, prompting a call this is right up your alley, Drew. I didn't write it. It's in the New York Post, but I'm going to say it because you're going to love it.
Thank you.
Burglary in progress. Lee County Sheriff's Office deputy said they responded to a call in Lee Acres when a boar, a.k.a. a wild pig, ran right through somebody's glass door. The video posted by the sheriff's office shows the wild encounter with a somewhat mild ending. You can hear the deputy screaming, "Hey, bring me that rope," when he sees the 300-pound wild boar in this family's living room. He's trying to rationale with the boar, which doesn't really do much good. According to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, wild hogs are found in all 67 counties in the state of Florida, despite the fact they are not native to the Sunshine State at all. Wildlife experts say the wild pigs, it is believed, were introduced as early as 1589 by Spanish explorer Hernando de Soto to the state of Florida.
So he brought them here, and they've populated so much that they're in every single county?
Which is crazy, because I would love to know, and somebody probably has this answer, I would love to know where in Pinellas County you could find them, because they're not in St. Pete.
I'm going to go Kenneth City.
I don't even know if they would be there. I mean, they could be, but I don't know what would be considered the most kind of rural area of Pinellas County. Maybe it's like Palm Harbor. Is that
that is Pinellas? Yeah,
something out there. Maybe
like Ozona. Maybe
maybe some version of that they're living in. But they're wild and they're scary.
Do you think that coyotes are in all Florida counties as well? I bet they are.
I bet you they are. I bet you they are. Are coyotes in all Florida counties? Are coyotes in all Florida counties?
Mosquitoes are. I know that. Alligators too.
Yes, coyotes are found in all 67 Florida counties, having arrived in the state in the 1970s and now considered a naturalized species throughout the entire state.
The 70s. That's when the red wolf, I believe, went extinct, and the coyotes are like, "Oh, coast is clear. Let's go."
Sometimes, they try to do things with the wildlife management, and it turns south, and that's why the coyotes are eating people's cats.
I think I made it.
No, you didn't. Sorry. I'm sorry to tell you.
This is psych me out.
Whenever I think you make it, you don't.
I'm going to hold on to the thing that the guy did while his cheating ex was moving out of his house. I think it'll be a fun Friday joints contribution. So I'm going to hold on to that till tomorrow. Do remember, we will be kicking off Senning Show live at 1 p.m. tomorrow from Ferg's in downtown St. Pete.
In the mix or not?
I think we're going to be in the mix. I think we are going to be able to be in the mix. My mix.
All right, not Isaiah's mix.
No, not Isaiah's mix.
That'll be a frugal coupon clipping mix.
Isaiah, although he is full of swag and seasoning, as they say on the streets, he will not be leading the mix. If all works out, the mix, we've got Danielle and St. Pete Sam coming by at 2 with the Who's Rubbing Me. John's Joints, just like you love it, with my man Drew Garabo. I'm going to be hanging out on Drew Garabo Live with Sean Daly, if it's okay if I say that.
Hell yeah.
Diz will be out there. Bud Lights will be flowing. Tons of giveaways. It's going to be an awesome day from 1 o'clock till 7. The Bone will be out there. So make your plans right now. Take the day off of work if you like.
Swinging dicks, in the mix, cool radio chicks.
Nailed it. You better be there. Don't go anywhere. Drew Garabo Live is coming up next.
Your clothes on the floor, hit the lights, shut the door, 'cause it's, ooh, no one here but us.
You're listening to Senning Show on 102.5 The Bone. We are Real Raw Radio. 102.5 The Bone.
Big winners, right?
The Bone Bonus. Congratulations, winner. You'd won $1,000.
Oh, man, cool. Thank you, man. That's appreciated, man. Hey, this is John from Clearwater, and I just won $1,000 on 102.5 The Bone.
Keep listening to The Bone for your chance to win cold, hard cash. It's The Bone Bonus from 102.5 The Bone. Sponsored by #1 rated New South Windows. Now, a Bone traffic update from the Farah and Farah Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center.
Crash up in Pasco 75 north at the ramp to westbound State Road 56. Off-ramp left lanes blocked. That delay is back to County Line Road. In Hillsborough, southbound Veterans Expressway, that earlier crash at Gun Highway has now 2 lanes of traffic that are moving, so we're slowly improving there. Express lane looks to still be closed. Delay now around 10 to 15 minutes, not too bad, back to Ehrlich. Gun Highway northbound at North Mobley Road has a crash. Moderate to heavy back up there. Mobley, minor to moderate. Minor delay, Bloomingdale Avenue crash eastbound toward Duncan Road. In Pinellas, 66th Street South, still dealing with that crash at around 13th Avenue. And a wreck on 19 north and south between Moog Road and 54 up in Holiday. This is Eric with traffic.
Brought to you by Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% off roof replacements and monthly payments as low as $170 based on a $15,000 roof value. Storm season is here. Check them out at universalroof.com.
Take advantage of Labor Day savings all month long at Crown Hyundai. Get financing as low as 0%. Buy with 0 down or make no payments for a year on over 600 new tariff-free Hyundais. Drive a new 2025 Hyundai Elantra SE for only $99 a month. All are backed by Owner Assurance, America's best warranty, including 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Crown Hyundai, the better way to buy and service. Visit crownhyundai.com. Credit 24-month lease, 10K miles a year, $59.95 due at signing plus dealer fee and electronic filing fee.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense, can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet just, when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Stop by any of our 5 locations throughout Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Sarasota today, or visit us at goodfeet.com.
Let's face it, nobody loves moving. Make it suck a lot less by going with Good Greek Moving and Storage. I know Spiro, the owner of the company, former cop in Miami, was on their SWAT team, and his hiring process sets Good Greek apart from any other moving company in the country. You want to be sure you can trust the reliable people who show up to move you. Good Greek is a full-service relocation company, way more than a moving company, and get a free moving quote at goodgreek.com.
If you have been in a car accident in the past and have settled your case, I may have some good news. Some unethical lawyers have people known as runners who come directly to your hospital room or home and solicit your case. It's a disbarable offense. Anyone that would hire these scumbags needs to have their heads examined. I'm John Morgan at Morgan & Morgan. Now for the good news. If this happened to you, we will sue these lowlifes and fight to get all your fees back. And then look and see if these bottom feeders also malpractice your case and sue them for that too. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Visit forthepeople.com for a free consultation or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. If someone does this to you, call the Bar Association and report them. Let's fight these bums. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Looking for a more natural way to sleep? Our orthopedic natural mattresses combine our legendary quality with nature's finest materials. We hand build each mattress using renewable materials like cotton, wool, and natural latex, creating a luxury sleep experience that's as good for the planet as it is for you. Visit one of our showrooms to try them out in person, or visit originalmattress.com to learn more. The Original Mattress Factory. Sleep better, naturally.
I'm Doug Bernetti. Growing up, I learned how hard it can be to make